the line right now. There's a really good angle there. This closed or open?
Open is good. It's a little warm.
Okay. Why didn't we hear anything back from the studio? Just turn that off.
KNSI streaming game of the week. Tech Tigers, brand new Tigers Stadium. The Tigers just took the field for the very first time in history, and they're about to do their starting lineups here in St. Cloud as the Tech Tigers set to host crosstown rival, the Apollo Eagles. And the Tech Tigers, first time in a new stadium, and they just got the school. It's the first school they've had in over 100 years, so you want to make this one count. There's a little pressure on you to win your first game in your brand new stadium at home. Add on top of that, they come in with a loss starting the season last week down in Hutchinson, and add on top of that, Apollo comes in with confidence because they won it against St. Francis last weekend, or last Friday night, so they come in with a little confidence. All of that and a little pressure on the Tech Tigers to come away with a win here tonight. Tom Terhar joining me in the booth here at New Tech Tigers Stadium, and we're on KNSI. Tom, Tech Tigers, what do they got to do to come away with that big win tonight that they need?
I mean, I talked about it after the game with head coach John Benson. It was all about moving the line, a scrimmage on both sides of the ball. It was the D-line. Isaiah Green did get some pressure last week against Hutchinson, but the rest of the D-line wasn't there getting in the backfield with them. And on the other end, the offensive line wasn't getting a good enough push down the middle, letting the run game go. He's looking for a lot more from Kedrick Oswara, but not because of Oswara's performance last night, because of the offensive line's performance last weekend, And as they're going through the starters here for the Apollo Eagles, Apollo's on that side, they got some weapons. They have some athletes on the perimeter. They have a good running back in Encino, and they can throw the ball around a little bit. It's going to be a little bit more of a spread offense from the Eagles, and let's see if Tech's defense can get some pressure. They're going to be dropping back to pass a lot. Let's see if Isaiah Green can do some damage on this new turf field.
A little over 5 minutes away from kickoff here, the first ever game at New Tigers Stadium in St. Cloud. The Tech Tigers hosting the Apollo Eagles. Your North Risk Partners pregame continuing here, and the Tech Tigers, it's a full house. Got all this added pressure, come away with the win after losing kind of a disappointing showing last weekend. Hopefully you got your head screwed on right and you can right the ship here a little bit this weekend, but they're not playing a bad team at all in the Apollo Eagles.
No, Apollo Eagles, St. Francis isn't a historic powerhouse by any means, not like Hutchinson, but it's a solid football club. St. Francis has to go down and play the city schools all the time, and so they got a little bit taste of the Twin Cities schools down there with that St. Francis win, and it's a 7-point game, winning 31-24 against those Saints. So, I mean, they're no scrub team. This is not an Apollo team that Tech's just going to be able to roll over tonight. It's going to be a competitive matchup, and I feel like it's going to come down to a last couple drives, which would be really exciting in this brand new building.
And these two teams, I don't know that you could know each other any better.
Yes.
They live in the same town. A lot of these guys are friends.
Yes.
They play each other in other sports, so they know each other's tendencies, and when that happens, you just get an all-out brawl a lot of times and a very well-fought and close matchup.
Absolutely, and as they're going through the starters here, you see Isaiah Green, as they're doing offensive starters, he's being the hype man, the D1 scholarship athlete, full ride athlete, is the hype man for the offense. You gotta love that. But no, you were saying these guys playing each other are friends. It makes it just that even more pressure, that much more adrenaline into the game, that much more excitement as they're running through the starting lineup. My favorite memories are for playing high school football is the biggest rush I got ever is when I got a sack. And when I went through the starting lineups like this is some of the funnest time these kids will remember in their entire lives.
I suppose we should probably talk about this new stadium.
I know.
This thing is fantastic. They've got the field turf, they've got the big scoreboard, wide open, and this place is jam-packed tonight. It was hard to find a place to park for me. I got here a little later than you guys, but there is not a place to be had here in the stadium.
No, there really isn't. It's such a beautiful setup here, and I love the all-digital scoreboard a lot. A lot of high schools don't do that. The all digital scoreboard, they can throw up whatever they want on there, whether it's highlights or whatever from the previous games. But it's going to be really exciting to see what they decide to do with that. And the beautiful turf stadium, really nice turf. I was actually down there earlier before game start. It's not that pellety, get stuck everywhere type turf. It's real high quality turf. So this is going to be fun to play on as well as fun to watch on.
We're just a little over 3 minutes from our M&H Appliance kickoff. In just a couple of minutes here, and we continue the North Risk Partners pregame. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the national anthem before we kick it off here with the M&H Appliance kickoff from New Tigers Stadium. You're listening to Friday Night Lights High School Football on the KNSI Sports Network. Thank you very much, Gabe. Appreciate it. New Tiger Stadium. Excited to get it kicked off here as we finish off the North Risk Partners pregame and get set for our M&H Appliance kickoff just moments away here, about a minute from right now. And if you're the team, the home team, starting off in a new stadium, your brand new stadium, it's a big part of your identity as a team, is your home stadium. How do you quell the nerves heading into this one, Tom?
Absolutely, Barry. It's gonna be different. You got to remember that they're playing in this field for the first time ever. So there's adjustments that have to be made, whether it's where certain players stand, where the benches are, where you meet after possessions, offensive and defensive. So that's going to be a big change here for either side, especially for the Tech Tiger side. But there is that adrenaline you get. There is that, this is our new house, brand new, spanking new. It's like when you get a brand new car. You want to drive that thing all around town so everyone can see it. And Tech is playing in front of a huge crowd tonight, and they want they want to show everyone what they can do with this brand new car.
That'll be a brand new Derby car. Hopefully be trading some paint tonight.
There you go.
Got the Tech Tigers set to receive the kickoff. Out there to kick for the Apollo Eagles is Hayden Schmitz, that is, number 83. And Troy Fedema is back deep on his own 5-yard line. So the M&H Appliance kickoff moments away. New Tiger Stadium. Exciting night for Tech High School as they get going in their brand new stadium here at Tech High School. Schmitz has it teed up. You got Kedrick Oswara, one of the upbacks, along with Hunter Stoltz, standing at about their own 20. Here comes the kick. It's a high end over end kick. Fedema will take it at his 8-yard line. Heads right up the gut. Bounces it out a little to his left. He's got a little bit of room. Gets hit and dragged down at about the 29. The ball came out, and Apollo says they have it. Was there a turnover to start things off at New Tiger Stadium? And it looks like the referees are going to spot it where the ball ended up, and they're going to say Apollo ball.
This is not the way you want to open up a new stadium with kickoff, fumble. Fedema went for the extra yardage like he usually does. We've watched him for 2 years now, but it was a defender that came right up behind him and just punched the ball right from the nose from where he was carrying it and just popped it straight back out towards the Tech Tiger logo in the center of the field. And this is huge right now. Now Tech Tigers defense have to come out and make a statement themselves instead of relying on the offense to get this new stadium open started.
So you kick it off and you end up with the first offensive possession of the game in good field position. The ball squirted out and was the Eagles fell on it at about the 33-yard line. That is where they'll start things off on the right hash here as Logan Johnson is in the backfield in the shotgun with Encino standing to his left. Man in motion, that's Gravel. Gets the snap, looks to pass, goes over the middle, had a man, and he got hit as he threw it, so he couldn't find him. It was intended for Jalen Williams. And since he got hit, I didn't see who got the hit for the Tech Tigers. Isaiah Green was in the vicinity. That would explain a lot. Got a Mack truck taking you down. It's hard to get an accurate pass off.
No, absolutely.
So incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Johnson's better get used to the pressure. He's gonna have to be composed under pressure. Because Tech's gonna bring it all night long. Isaiah Green, a D1 full ride commit to Northern Iowa. He is a monster on that right end. He's gonna give him pressure all day.
Williams hands it off right side. He's got to Encino. Encino's got a little room. Gets the yardage lost back plus an extra 3, so he gets to the 30-yard line. So 2nd and 7 coming up. Just underway here, scoreless on our Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 11.5 to play in the first quarter. Apollo Eagles, after getting the fumble recovery on the opening kick, have the ball deep in Tech Tigers territory. Johnson looking over to head coach Justin Scalarud on the sideline for the play. Waiting the snap, there it is, looks to pass. Looks over the middle and goes deep, has his man caught. Dives inside the 5, gets into the end zone, does Jalen Williams, a 30-yard touchdown strike, and the turnover leads to points for the Apollo Eagles. 6-zip on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard to get things started here at New Tigers Stadium.
Barry, that's a really simple play. It was a 4 wide receiver set, 2 on the left, 2 on the short sides, 2 on the long side, and Jalen Williams was the slot man on the short side. He ran a simple go route with just a little bit of a across the field pattern at the very end of it, and he catches the ball. A great strike by Johnson. He created enough separation and strided and stretched in for the end zone to score that one.
So it looks like they're going to go for 2. So the Eagles call a timeout and they want to talk it over. Looks like they're going to try to go for 2 to make it 8-zip. So not the start you're looking for in a brand new stadium, as we talked about. A lot of pressure on the Tech Tigers. You want to win and get things started, because in another 100 years, when they're about to get a new high school for the next time, so it took them a little over that this time to get a new high school, they'll be talking about this first game ever at Tech High School Stadium, maybe, if you come away with a win. And you say you can always say we won our first game ever on that field. But so far early on, we have the fumble on the kick return. They give it back to the Eagles. The Eagles come up with a score. And maybe the emotions playing against you right now here early.
Yeah, and head coach John Benson can't be happy. I mean, he's a high energy head coach. He's running around cheering and stuff. And this is not the way you wanted to start in this new stadium. Let's see if they get a stop here on the 2-point conversion. Looks like they're in a offset formation.
So Logan Johnson in the gun. And they're going to snap it directly to one of the backs in the backfield. He gets into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And that looks like that was Erastus Encino. And he is a little scat back. He's 5'7", 135. You better be able to move if you're that size on a football field. And he does have the speed and some agility as well.
I was going to say, on his 4-yard run, 3-yard run, his only run so far of the game, he's just sneaky. He just gets underneath the tacklers and slides underneath them and gets a couple extra yards on that play.
That's hard to see him if you're a linebacker trying to come up to make a tackle. Which hole do you fill? Because it's hard to see a guy who's 5'7" running through there. So 11:05 to go, 8-0 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Tom Terhar, along with me, Barry Hine, here in the booth at Tech Tiger Stadium. Again, you can watch the streaming game of the week at KNSIRadio.com every Friday night for Friday Night Lights. Thanks to Bitstream Productions. We appreciate the crew being here and doing a fine job, as always, tonight.
Beautiful camera angles. We're all over the field here. We even got a professional steady cam here on Bitstream Productions.
Fedema's going to chase down the kick at his own 1. Heads toward the middle. Avoids a tackle, cuts it back up the right hash. We're going to get, I believe, a flag flying in on the backside of the play there. He's at the 24-yard line. Or as of right now, we'll await the penalty call. I want to say thank you to Clearwater Travel Plaza, where there's more in store for you. Just inside 11 to go. We're awaiting the penalty call here. Referee still conferencing just a bit. I think they got the number wrong because Fedema was the return man. He couldn't have possibly held anybody.
Yeah.
But somebody must have gotten caught with a hold, and they just got the number wrong. Well, the Tech Tigers backed up deep in their own territory after getting down 8-0 early. They're on their own 13-yard line.
They're going to take a shot right away. Oh.
Handoff to Oswara. Not much doing. He may have gotten to the 15. Couple of tough yards there. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up here. I want to say thank you to the law office of Bradshaw and Bryant, seeking justice for the injured.
Looks like they're in the hurry up here. The Tigers looking to change the pace here.
Trevick in the pistol, gets the snap, rolls out, goes to his man out right side, has him to Fedema, breaks 2 tackles, has the first down out across the 25, across the 30, and out at about the 31-yard line. That's a gain of 16. That'll move the sticks, and the Tech Tigers needed a play like that to start shifting the momentum.
Absolutely, and you can see Troy Fedema catching that one in the flat, shaking one man with his feet and then using his arm to break the arm tackle of another and just piling through and getting the 15-yard gain.
Handoff to Fedema this time around the left side. He cuts it back up, gets hit, struggles forward for a gain of about 4. So 2nd and 6 on the way. Turned out being a little better than it looked like it was going to be at the outset. I want to say thanks to Shields. When it comes to gear and expert advice, they're right there with you and right there in St. Cloud in the Crossroads Mall. Quick pitch left side. Oswara cuts it up. He's got room. Rolls out to about the 45-yard line as he got hit. A gain of about 10 there on 2nd and 6. And they'll get a fresh set once again will the Tech Tigers.
That's the Oswara we're used to seeing. He puts his foot down. He goes straight north and south and gets an easy 10 yards.
Going to get a flag. There's somebody on the right end moving across. I don't know if there was an offensive lineman moving first. It is going to be on the defense, and that was on the defensive end there, number 55, Derek Stanek. Stanek, a 5'11", 235-pound senior. Got a little eager there and stepped across. So 1st and 5 coming up for the Tigers.
Great sound system they have here. They have the refs mic'd up. I didn't even realize that. That's not typical at a high school football game, Barry.
Quick pitch right side to Oswara. He's going to try to read his blocks. He's going to try to avoid a couple of tacklers in the backfield. He'll not be able to do so. He'll lose a couple of those yards that they got on that first down penalty. He lost about 3. It's going to be 2nd and 8 coming up. Just didn't have anywhere to go. He's pretty good at being shifty back there and creating some lanes. Unable to do so there. Nice job by the Eagles D. Trevick in the gun. Calling out the play, looking at his wristband. Making sure everybody knows what they're doing. He's in the pistol now. Back to pass, looks to his right, lets it go, and it was intended for Fedema, but it's out of bounds, and just not a good pass there. Incomplete, 3rd and 8 on the way.
I think it might have been a throw that, if he can dive and catch that, if not, it's going to be out of bounds type of throw. Just damage control throw there, as now it's going to be a long 3rd and 8. We'll see if they try to do something like a draw play. Tech is known for their draws and their wide receiver screens, or if they just take a shot with Oster or Schmidt.
Here's Trevick. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to let it fly, and I believe it was caught. They're going to say he was out of bounds. That was Vinny Gallardi, who goes and makes a great catch in traffic. Just couldn't keep his feet down. He wouldn't have had the first down either way, as he was well short of the first down marker. We have a flag.
Looks like we have a flag back in the area of possibly holding.
No, yeah, there it is. Back in about the 36. They'll decline it, and it'll be 4th and long, 4th and 8 coming up. All-Star Trophy and awards. Make everyone feel like a champion, All-Star Trophy and awards. So the Tech Tigers will punt it away. They had a little bit of momentum going in their favor and kind of killed it with after a penalty on the Eagles, they had a loss of 3, and that kind of killed the momentum for them. Unable to move the sticks.
So an 8-0 game here in the first quarter. Oster has been averaging 40 yards a punt. It's not bad for your starting wide receiver. You can put him in bad field position here with a good punt.
Oster punts it to the right. A dead punt. Just dead of knuckleballer. Bounced at about the 27 and then out of bounds on the far sideline. So not a bad punt for Oster. Didn't give Jalen Williams, the speedster, a chance to return it at all. Just didn't. The thing was just dead in the air.
No,
it wasn't spinning. It wasn't flipping. It wasn't doing anything.
It's the broadcaster's curse to say he's a great punter, and then he throws up one of those.
Well, it wasn't bad yardage. He got him down to about the 21. He just kind of looked odd.
Jalen Williams, of course, you're talking about him. Huge name in the basketball world as well. The leading scorer last year for the for the Apollo Eagles, averaged near 20 points a game. So he's doing it on the football field as well on the basketball court.
He got that 30-yard touchdown strike on the first possession for Apollo after getting the kickoff fumble recovery. Logan Johnson in the gun, 4 wide. Hands it off to his running back Encino, who's got room. He spins and makes a tackle or miss, gets all the way to the 35-yard line. Gain of about 13 on first down there, and he just kind of makes it look easy. He's 10 yards downfield before you even know he's got the ball.
He is slippery. That's the best way to say it. He just gets underneath tacklers. He literally, you know the term, Barry, low man wins, right? He's always going to be the lowest man, so he's just slipping out of arm tackles and doing a good job of avoiding these big Tiger defenders.
I believe that's a hitting.
Yeah.
That's a hitting term, and you're just not going to even get a hit on him because he's so low. So it works on it's like a meta level there. Another nice gain for Williams off the left side.
And this is a
gain of about 7. He's going to be 2nd and 3.
And this is what we were talking about again last game against Hutchinson. These Tech Tigers, big boys up front, have to be getting contact in these offensive linemen, holding them up, and eyes in the backfield looking for that running back, and Encino.
Hands off to Encino. Hit immediately by Isaiah Green. He's going to lose a few. A loss of about 3. It'll bring 3rd and 6 up. Nice play. Isaiah Green breaking it up in the backfield. M&H Appliance, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Amana Appliances. Check them out at mhappliance.com. Inside 8 minutes to play here, and it is 8-zip on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Apollo Eagles with the lead in the ball, and a 3rd and 6 upcoming.
That's what Isaiah Green does. That was just a simple bull rush play right down the right side, and he just dominated that offensive tackle.
Johnson on his own 34, rolls out to his right now. Throws it to his man, Gravel, who's got it. He's got plenty of room. He's across midfield, tries to shake a tackle. Nice open field tackle there. And he's taken down at about the 41-yard line. 20-yard gain, moves the sticks. And had it not been for Mason Thompson out there, Gravel might have scored.
Yeah, Gravel just left open. Just had a flat route on the near side, and it was just wide open and just had room to run, and there was just no Tech Tiger in the vicinity. That must have been a mistake by the Tech defense.
Just left him all alone. Johnson gets the snap, looks to pass again, goes right to Gravel once again at the 36, and then he steps across the 35 and out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play, or it looks like they're going to give him 7, so 2nd and 3 on the way.
Gravel, again, starting point guard for this Apollo Eagles basketball team last season as well. And you can see his shiftiness, his speed, his quickness when he's playing that slot wide receiver position.
I want to say thanks to Kelman Reuter, attorneys who make a difference. So inside 7.5 to go now here in the first quarter. Eagles driving once again, leading 8-zip. 2nd and 3 on the way. Johnson fumbles the snap, gets on it at the 41 just before Tech Tigers defenders got there. And one of the first ones there was number 85, and that is, looks like Takari Benes. might have the number wrong.
I think it was number 55. He played quite a bit in extra time. Isaac Sipple. He's been rotating in last week and this week in the linebacker spot and doing a lot of damage from it.
Thank you. The orange jerseys with the black numbers from this distance. Johnson rolling out to his right now, and he throws it to the sideline. It is going to be incomplete, and they're going to get a flag in the backfield as well. There on the catch attempt was Kytavian Norwood. I know he didn't come down with it. I think he brought it in, but he was just out of bounds. David Boyd Jr., excuse me, on the attempted reception.
And I'm going to call what just happened there the Isaiah Green effect. He was wide open off the edge. He just beat his man straight up, and the running back had to grab him so that he wouldn't have an easy sack, blindside sack that is, against the quarterback. So you have to do that when you're in that situation, but that's what Isaiah Green makes you do. You can't give up plays like that, and Green will make you take plays like that.
Yeah, they got a little scared, didn't want Green to get around the edge, and just got to grab out of him sometimes. And your quarterback, when they look back on that film later, they're like, yeah, no, I get it. I appreciate that.
But I believe they're going to call it a horse collar because he didn't grab the jersey. He grabbed the horse collar. It's going to be 15 yards rather than the 10.
Now, there we go. Back on the 41, a big loss.
3rd and 25.
28, they're calling it. There's the snap. Johnson goes out to Gravel, and it bounces it to him. It'll be incomplete. 4th and a mile coming up, and the penalty helps the Tigers hold there, and the Eagles will have to give it back to Tech on the punt. I want to say thanks to C&D Granite, home of the unlimited guarantee. So it seems like the Tech Tigers settling down just a little bit. Got help with the penalty there. It seems like they're starting to figure out this game of football here. Last week was just disappointing. Down the very last couple of minutes, they sort of figured it out and made it interesting, but it was too late.
Oswara will be back to return. Let's see if he can get himself going. 12 carries, 37 yards in the game against Hutchinson last week.
He's on his 25. It's a wobbly spiral kick. Bounces at the 30. Oswara takes it at the 21. Runs right, and we're going to get a whistle before he was tackled.
I'm really confused what's going on right
Did
now.
he call fair catch?
He called fair catch, but he didn't catch
then
it
it
cleanly.
Bounced.
Yeah, then it bounced. Maybe I have the high school rules wrong.
They may have changed that for safety reasons.
No.
But yeah, so 22 was where they're going to. That must be the deal because that's where he fielded it.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line, and now we're going to get a flag before.
Well, I believe they're going to give him a call for calling for fair catch and then taking off.
Yeah,
that is a penalty, and it should be. It's outside the 20. Yep. Yep, 5 yards from the end of the kick. The referee started going the opposite direction. But, I mean, I thought they were going to give him the benefit of the doubt there, but apparently they're not. It's going to be 5-yard penalty. So, again, not great field position for Tech to start this one off.
Back on the 17-yard line. So, it'll be 1st and 10 as they'll move the sticks back with them. So, Trevick on the field in the pistol again. He's going to hand it off to Oswara right side. He lowers his shoulder, struggles forward to about the 21-yard line, a gain of about 4 there on 1st down. I'd like to say thank you to McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. The Tigers quickly up to the line, going no huddle. There's the snap. Hand off to Oswara left side. Hit, struggles past a tackle, threw another one across the 30, and takes 3 defenders with him across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A gain of 15 there on 2nd and 6. And a fresh set of downs for the Tigers. Nice run by Kedrick Oswara. Good patience and then good power along with the speed around the left edge.
And that's what he can give you. A lot of people think he's going to be this side-to-side back, but he really is, at his core, a power back and wants to roll through you. He's got the skills to go side-to-side, but he really does want to just run over you and bully you, and that's what he did on that play, carrying 2 defenders to the 1st down.
We're coming up on 6 minutes to play here. 8-zip on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Looks like we might have another penalty coming up. Oh.
St. Cloud Tech bench. The coach got into the ref's face and touched him.
They said it might have been a player.
Okay.
But there's a long talk with the referee and Coach Benson, the sideline referee, so I think it might have been an accident, or possibly Benson got a little bit too excited there. So that's not how you want. That was a good start to a drive, and now it's all the way back again.
All back on the 21-yard line.
It'll stay first down. The first down stays because of the first down run, but it will be all the way back at the 21.
So 1st and 10 coming up here from the 21. Trevick hands off to Oswara, right side. He puts his head down early, struggles forward, gets to the 25, a gain of 4 on 1st down there. Thanks to North Risk Partners. Face risk head on. They are here to help. Visit northriskpartners.com.
You know what, Barry? The best way to describe this game thus far, this is not a clean football game yet, and Tech probably wanted to come out a little bit cleaner than they did last one.
Trevick back to pass. I think we had a defender across the line before the snap, so we'll get a stoppage of play here. That's Carlos Agee, the 5'10", 300-pound senior. You get 300 pounds moving the wrong direction, it's hard to bring it back.
It's hard to stop.
2nd and 1 coming up.
That's just science, Barry. It's just science.
It's a scientific fact. Handoff left side to Oswara. No, Trevick kept it on the play action. He finds Fedema for the 1st down, and a defender dragging him down from behind by the jersey at the 43-yard line. Or excuse me, the 37-yard line. So a gain of about 7 on the play. And that'll move the sticks once again for the Tech Tigers. Handoff Oswara. Through a tackle. Dragging several more across midfield to about the 47-yard line. 15-yard gain there for Kedrick Oswara. He is running tough tonight. He is obviously disappointed in the game last week, and he is a much different player tonight.
I mean, really, and they're in hurry-up offense again.
Fake the handoff to Oswara. Trevick rolls out to his left, throws it to Oster, has him at the 35. Oster spun down. He loses the ball, and the Apollo Eagles think they've got it again. The Tigers looked like they had a drive going, but who got back on it? It looked like Isaiah Green came up with the ball after the fumble, so he saved the Tech Tigers turnover. What a big play for Tech. No, they're going to say the Eagles did have it, as Isaiah just took it away from somebody after they had possession of it. He can do that because he's big and strong. But they're going to say the Eagles had it, and they were down first, so it is a turnover.
Yeah, it was a pass play of, I believe, over 15 yards to Oster there on the design bootleg rollout, but Oster just not protecting the football when it came down to it, and it wasn't high and tight. And as he was coming down, I was like, oh boy, you better hold on to that thing, because that thing came out pretty easily when it was going down to the ground.
Man, they had the momentum swung back a little bit, and they just give it right back to Apollo. Penalty, big penalty on that drive. They're hurting themselves here on an emotional night at New Tigers Stadium. Logan Johnson in the gun. Going to fake the handoff, play action, goes across the middle to Williams. Williams avoids a tackle and gets out to the 45. He loses the ball. Did Tech get it right back? They did. Who came out of there with it? Looks like that is number 15, Lincoln Benson, a big play. Lincoln Benson comes up with the turnover right back, a big play for the junior.
Yeah,
coming up from his safety spot.
That time again, when we see these fumbles happen a lot in high school football, it's always from behind because the defender is ready. They hold the ball tighter when they can see what's coming, but when it's from behind, they can knock that thing from behind straight down, and that's what happened on the replay you saw right there on Bitstream Productions on KNSIRadio.com. But I mean, that was a good play by and I didn't catch his number, the man punching that from behind, but just a fantastic play to get the ball back here.
Trevick hands off to Oswara. He runs hard, takes several defenders with him again to the 40. It's like a gain of about 7. We'll bring up 2nd and 3. Turnovers like that make you want a donut the size of your head, don't they? Want to say thanks to Clearwater Travel Plaza, where you can get those donuts. Trevick in the pistol. Was outright intended for Fedema. Fedema was not expecting the pass to be out so soon. He was still running downfield, and it's going to fall harmlessly incomplete. Luckily, one of the defenders wasn't out there to catch that. He would have taken it about 65 yards the other way.
Trevick 3 for 6 on the day, 40 yards even. So he's had a pretty efficient day thus far. Let's see if he can get a deep one to Oster Schmidt.
Oswara cuts it left, bounces it outside inside the 30, the 20, the 15, and bounced out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. This will be a gain of 27 yards, biggest play of the night for the Tech Tigers.
And that hole was wide open for Kedrick Oswara. He had room to run. And as a running back, when you see that big hole, you know you can plant your foot and just get downhill, and that's exactly what Oswara did. He went downhill to the sideline and got a huge gain for these Tech Tigers. They're now in the red zone.
We've got a timeout on the field. We've got 4:38 to play, 8-0 on our Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball on the 13-yard line. And all timeouts, by the way, brought to you by McKay's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Well, Tech Tigers look like they had given their chance away, getting the momentum turned back in their favor. They got a turnover right back after they gave it back to the Eagles. A little bit of a roller coaster here near the end of the first quarter. Going to go quarterback sneak as Trevick. He lowers his shoulders and drives to the 10-yard line. Gain of a few there. 2nd and 7 on the way. I want to say thank you to the law offices of Bradshaw and Bryant. Trevick in the pistol once again. There's the snap. Hands off to Oswara. Taken down almost immediately. And we're going to get a flag on the end of the play.
That could be on the defense. When it came in, it looked like it was on the tackle against Oswara, maybe rubbing against that face mask or possibly a horse collar, just something in that area, because it was right at the end with the tackle. Yep. There will be a face mask on number 25 or 55, one of the two. But that's a demoralizer there. A good stop in the backfield against Oswara turns into a second and very short here for the Tigers.
2nd and 2. Ball on the 5-yard line. Trevick. Little counter. He gives it to Fedema. Fedema avoids the tackle. He's inside the 5. He gets hit at the shins and backs out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. So a gain of 3 there. It'll be 1st and goal from there, if that is where it's spotted. And it is 1st and goal, Tech Tigers. This will be the drive where the Tigers get their first ever touchdown in New Tiger Stadium. Hand off, up the middle. It is a touchdown. Kytavian Norwood. Oh, Kedrick Oswara. He must have had his jersey pulled to the side. I saw just the 2. I thought they brought in Kytavian Norwood for the goal line package. And Kedrick Oswara, fittingly, the first touchdown in New Tiger Stadium history. And a chance for the Tigers to tie it up at 8 here.
And Kedrick Oswara, 37 yards on the ground all of last week. He's got 10 carries, 82 yards, and now the touchdown in just the first quarter.
And the snap on the offset. 2-point conversion tries over over Trevick's head.
He got it.
Picks it up back at the 23, lets it fly and gets it somehow to Isaiah Green, who's all alone in the end zone. What a big play. That ties it up at 8 apiece on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. That ball bounced all the way back to about the 20-yard line, and he throws it from about just outside the 20-yard line and lets it fly high up into the air. And Isaiah Green wide open. And man, what a play.
And it's a 2-point conversion. They can't take it back to the other end for another touchdown or any type of conversion. So why not throw it up there to your best athlete on your team, Isaiah Green, and he gets the job done in the corner of the end zone.
That's a heads-up play by a senior quarterback there, absolutely. 3:57 to play. One of the most exciting 2-point conversions I've ever seen in all my years watching football.
Off a bad snap. It wasn't even designed.
Right, yep, absolutely. I want to say thank you to Shields, one of our fine sponsors for Friday Night Lights, high school football here on the KNSI Sports Network. And if you are watching the live or our streaming game of the week at KNSIRadio.com, tell everybody you know. We're very excited about this new streaming service we have, Bitstream Productions, and you can watch and listen to the games live every week at KNSIRadio.com.
I mean, if you're watching right now on the KNSIRadio.com, angle right next to the coach's bench, right next to the offensive group here for Tech. I mean, that's something I don't think you get for every high school football game.
It's a beautiful thing. There's no doubt about it. Tigers about to kick it back to the Apollo Eagles. Encino will be the deep back. Williams and Gravel the up backs. As the kick fell off, the ball fell off the tee before they could get kicked off, so re-tee it up.
Got a little bit of wind here at Tiger Stadium. I love saying that, Tiger Stadium. It's you know what? There's a lot of stadiums after like last names of people I've never heard of, but I like Tiger Stadium. It's nice and easy.
Named after Bill Tiger. Here's the kick. It's at the ground. It hits one of the up backs and almost bounced back toward the Tech Tigers, but the up back able to jump on it. That is number 23 for the Apollo Eagles, Andrew Carls, who alertly jumps on the football. So the Eagles will have a very good field position after that scoring drive by the Tech Tigers.
Yes, let's see if Tech, their defense was dominant last year. I mean, they played awesome defense in all 4 quarters of the game. Let's see if they get back to that this year. They lost a few of their guys, lost a lot of their interior backers, as well as Peyton Christensen down the middle from last year, a big 6'2", 300-pound nose tackle, but they have big boys back up front. Let's see if they can get a push and just get a 3-and-out here. I don't think they have a 3-and-out, a pure 3-and-out yet this season. Let's see if they can get a push and get some pressure on Johnson here.
Logan Johnson in the gun, and he goes to his man in motion, Gravel, with the little handoff, jet sweep. Gravel's got plenty of room. He's down the far sideline as he gets taken down. That's Jalen Williams, showing that speed we were talking about a little earlier. And he gets a big gain well into Tiger territory at about the 34-yard line. 21-yard gain.
Right when I say that, of course, a 21-yard gain on not a trick play, just a
little jet sweep,
a little specialty play there by Apollo. And I mean, a lot of teams up here in the Granite Ridge Conference, or teams that were in the Granite Ridge Conference, I should say, run a lot of run football. They do a lot of pass here at Apollo.
Logan Johnson, quarterback sneak, and he's going to be taken down finally. Looked like he had a little bit of room off the left side. He was being patient, and then it turned out he was being a little too patient as he lost 2. Taken down. 2nd and 12 coming up here. I want to say thank you to M&H Appliance. We approach 3 minutes to play. We're all knotted up at 8 apiece here. Eagles 2nd and 12 on the 36 of the Tech Tigers. The handoff to Encino, right side. He's going to have a little bit of room. He's across the 35, hit hard, and taken down at the 31, a gain of about 5. Coming up is Hunter Stoltz from his safety position and hits Encino hard, takes him down. Get your hands on him, you can take him down. It's just hard to get your hands on him, especially out in the open field.
I mean, Stoltz, one of the leading tacklers, first game of the season against Hutchinson, 8 total tackles for Stoltz, and that's the way you want to tackle someone in open field. Put your shoulder down, still have eyes on the man, your shoulder to his chest, and he just put down Encino that time. They need to get more tackles on Encino like that so he gets a little bit more scared when he's in the open field.
He's got a message from Justin Ekstrom taking photos for us down on the sideline. Looks like Isaiah Green's been dealing with some cramp issues. Ooh. Keep an eye on that. Johnson goes to Encino out in the flat left side. He's got some room around the left edge. He's got the first down across the 20, 15, taken out of bounds on the far sideline at the 11-yard line. A gain of 20 there quickly. Just a quick pass out into the flat, nothing fancy, and you let Encino use his speed.
And Green was right there in the face of Johnson, but he gets it quickly out to Encino, and a good block out front there by Gravel helps him get the few extra 10 yards he needs to get into the red zone.
Lincoln Benson, the player that finally got there and knocked Encino out of bounds. 2:20 to go. Eagles threatening again. We're tied up at 8 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Johnson looks to pass. Rolls out to his right. Pumps. Going to tuck it and try to run. He's around one tackler inside the 10. Lowers his shoulder. At the 5, the ball came out. Who got on top of it? They're going to say he was down.
I don't know if he was down, Barry.
The ref from the side came in and said down. He called it right away. We'll see if we can catch it on the replay. Obviously, high school doesn't have a replay, but we have a replay.
Yeah.
So we can see if they got it right or not. Can't tell. A little too much traffic.
A little bit too much traffic there.
Well, 2nd and 2 coming up. Ball on the 3. Johnson keeps it hit and driven back by the second wave of defenders. Looks like he may have, well, I can't tell where the spot is from this angle. No gain. I thought maybe they gave him a yard gain to the 2. But no, they say he got stopped at the line of scrimmage. Forward progress was stopped. 3rd down and 2 coming up here.
So, Barry, this is interesting. They're on the 3-yard line, which is that extra point line. So a lot of coaches have the playbook, have that extra point plays in the playbook. I wonder if the head coach for the Apollo Eagles will go with one of those for this play here.
They can get a 1st down if they get to the 1. Johnson looks to pass. Fade in the right corner, intended for Williams, out of bounds, out of anybody's reach. There's a flag that came in, but you were given the over-the-head, the uncatchable signal, Tom, and I think you were right, as Kedrick Oswara was there on the coverage. And refs hopefully will talk about this and get it right, because he did not have a chance to bring that down.
No, he did not, and they need to conference together and figure this out, because there's no way that should be a penalty. I mean, that's just wrong. That's the wrong call. That ball landed 10 yards over past the end zone. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous.
And they're moving at half the distance to the goal. It'll be 1st and goal. No, I guess they're going to say it's 3rd and inches.
I don't know if that's right. Maybe they're going to break here, but 3rd and inches looks like this is going to be a power right down the middle.
Johnson in the gun. He's going to run right side. Tucks it up. He's hit immediately. Did he even get the 1st down? It looks like he had lost about a half a yard. So that'll bring up 2nd and short. Nice job by the Tech Tigers defense stepping up to the challenge there, as we're inside a minute to go now in the 1st quarter here. I want to say thanks to All-Star Trophy and Awards, one of our fine sponsors for Friday Night Lights football here on the KNSI Sports Network.
I think they might let it.
Or I'm sorry, it's 4th down, because they didn't make it 1st down after the pass interference call, excuse me. So it's 4th and 1 coming up, and we've got a timeout on the field by the Apollo Eagles. We want to talk over what they want to do on 4th and what looks like a long one. It might be a yard and a half, between a yard and a half and 2 yards to gain. I want to remind you that all timeouts brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. What do you do here if you're the Apollo Eagles, Tom Terhar?
You can go a lot of ways. You're on about the 3.5-yard line here. I mean, an outside run works really good here in the red zone, because a lot of times these defenses want to pack the middle. If you can get a quick toss to the outside, there's a lot of open room to work with 3.5 yards to go. Or you can go with some type of jet option package, or a lot of people like just a simple, they tried to go that last play when the pass interference was called, the non-pass interference was called, just a simple fade to the back of the end zone, looking for one of your athletes, Jalen Williams, Michael Gravel, to go up and make a play on the ball in one of the corners of the end zones. And they're a passing primary team, so I feel like they're going to want the ball in the air, but it looks like they're going in their heavy package. Watch for a play action here. It could be a fake the power, throw the football.
And this is a 4th and 2. They can get a 1st down, remember.
Yeah.
And the lob snap to Johnson. He passes it out quickly to the slant. He's got Michael Gravel for the touchdown. And just like that, 14-8 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 31.8 to play here in this 1st quarter. Kind of anticlimactic if you're the Tech Tigers fans. 4th and 2 coming up here, and they throw it into the end zone easily as the defender was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and it just wasn't, there was a zero-man coverage, which means he's just tight on his man right near the goal line, and they just didn't get enough of a cover there. They just weren't tight enough.
And Logan Johnson, a little jump pass. He kind of shoveled it forward, Brett Favre style.
Yeah, I was about to say that, Barry. You beat me to it.
And he got the 2-point conversion, 16-8 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard, and I believe that was David Boyd Jr. on the catch.
Yep.
So 31.8 to go. The kickoff upcoming as the Apollo Eagles about to give it back to the Tech Tigers. So a lot of scoring in the 1st quarter.
Yep.
16-8, Apollo leads.
I mean,
want to say thanks to Kelm and Reuter.
Yeah, Barry, just going back to that last goal line play, a great call. They're in the power option. They have the 6 linemen up front, and then they have 2 behind the center, looking like they're going to power right down the middle. Instead, Logan takes Logan Johnson, the quarterback, catches the direct snap, takes a fake like he's going to run it, and then just steps right back, gets his feet underneath him, and throws a strike on a slant route. And again, the coverage wasn't tight enough by the Tech Tigers, and that's what ended up being Michael Gravel, a very quick, fast wide receiver. So I'm not going to take anything away from him. He can get off that ball fast, and he got the advantage on the slant route for an easy throw and catch for a touchdown there.
Can we thank Urban Meyer for that play?
Yeah, that is.
I think
you're
he's
right.
brought
yes,
it in, didn't he?
Yes,
Back in the Florida days with Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
They ran that play quite a bit.
I don't know if I'd ever thought of Tim Tebow would come up in this broadcast tonight. That's the lovely thing about football, Barry.
Never know. You never know. Kickoff. Fedema takes it at the 15. He winds his way. He's across the 25, out to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Pretty decent return there for Fedema. Tech Tigers will have it back. And make sure you check out next Friday night's game, and I'll give you my ingredients for a great Swedish meatballs. No, I'm making that up. It was a random joke.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one, Barry.
Thanks for playing along.
Yeah,
Tom
you're
Gerard.
welcome.
25.8 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 16-8 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Trevick in the pistol, hands off to Oswara, right side. He avoids a tackle and gets hit and rolled over the defender to about the 36-yard line. Gain of 5 on first down. That may be the final play of the first quarter, but I guess it won't be. I forget that they're in their no huddle. So they'll get one more off. Trevick back in the pistol. Quick pass out to Fedem in the flat. Gets a nice block. Steps around a tackle across the 40, the 45, and several defenders try to take him down. He gets to about the 45-yard line in Apollo territory. An 18-yard gain, and the Tech Tigers will have a first down and 10 from the 45 of the Eagles when we come back for the second quarter. 16-8 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Quarter 2. The first game ever at New Tiger Stadium. As Tech Tigers taking on the Apollo Eagles. We'll be back with more. You're listening to Friday Night Lights, high school football on the KNSI Sports Network. Quarter number 2, moments away from getting started here as they switch sides. Tech Tigers now going left to right from our vantage point in the broadcaster's booth at New Tiger Stadium. Oswara gets the handoff right up the middle. He's got room. He's across the 40, the 30, the 20, jumps over a tackle, hit and driven down at about the 12-yard line. That'll be a gain of 33, and first and 10 just outside the 10 for the Tech Tigers. What a big run by Kedrick Oswara. He was off like a shot.
Oswara now over 120 yards on only 12 carries. He's averaging over 10 yards carry right now in this ball game.
I want to say thanks to C&D Granite. Hand off again for the Tech Tigers. Not much doing on that run for Kedrick Oswara.
Well, compared to his 10 yards of carry, 5 isn't that much, I guess.
Did he struggle forward for a couple of more?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll call it 4.
Yeah.
We'll call it 4.
2nd and 6 coming up. Didn't look like it was that big a run. Pitch right to Oswara. He's going to read his blocks. Cuts it up. He's inside the 5, down near the 1. We've got a flag, though, back on the 10-yard line. I have to imagine that one's coming back.
Yeah.
Would have been first and goal from the 1. Nice run by Oswara, but it'll be erased.
It looks like one of the offensive linemen on the outside just got grabbed on too much with the outside shoulder pads of one of the pursuing Apollo Eagles. And when you're an offensive lineman, you're in open field like that, Barry, you got to keep your hands tight. You can't keep on the outside. You get them on the outside, and the defender gets a little bit of room. You see that jersey dragging a little bit. They're going to call that every single day.
It's an automatic, absolutely. Yep. 11:26 to play here in this first half. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right for Trevick, who's in the pistol with Oswara behind him. There's the snap. Quick pass out into the flat, and he finds his man. Fedemos jumps over a tackle and is taken down inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line. A gain of 12 there. Now back to the original line of scrimmage plus a few more. Say third, and they're going to call it 7. Trevick quickly back in the pistol, rolls out to his right, steps inside a tackle, finds Fedema at the 7. He jukes the tackle, another one, and drives his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. From 8 yards out, quickly the Tech Tigers move back to within 2. Fedema, nice juke at about the 6-yard line, and then uses his power inside the 5 to get into the end zone.
And the great thing about Fedema, when he does these jukes, he plants his foot hard into that turf, and he's still up and down with his momentum. He's not losing a lot of his foot speed when he's doing these jukes. He's still moving at full speed, and that's what the difference was on that one.
Trevick gets the snap on the offset. He tried to struggle toward the goal line. He gets in. The 2-point conversion is good. We're all knotted up at 16s here at New Tiger Stadium at New Tech High School. I want to say thanks to McKay's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. 10:47 to play here in this first half, and we've got a good one going on here at Tiger Stadium.
A little bit ugly in the beginning of this one, Barry. Just a tad, not exactly ideal, with a lot of fumbles. Even at the end of the first quarter, the back-to-back fumbles by either side. But now it's starting to sharpen up. You can see these offenses know what they want to do, and the defenses know what type of pressure they want to bring, what they want to run. So now it's going to get a little more comfortable for either side, and we'll see. It might be who makes the biggest play, who makes the splash play, who gets the 80-yard touchdown run or the 70-yard touchdown throw.
10:47 to play. Thank you to Minnesota Truck Headquarters. Tech Tigers about to kick it back to the Eagles after tying it up at 16. And the Tigers look like a different team since the first half of that first quarter.
Yep.
Kind of turned that momentum around, settled down, and looked like a Tech Tigers we're used to seeing out on the football field. So back to receive the kickoff at his own 10-yard line for the Apollo Eagles is that is Erastus Encino. There's a short kick to the left, and it's going to go way out of bounds. I have to think that was on purpose, just to not put it in to the hands of one of those speedy guys back there. Had there not been the bench players for the Apollo Eagles there, that would have gone 30 yards out of bounds.
Yeah. It will be
They're going to make him re-kick.
Interesting. They want
maybe
those.
It wasn't. It really looked like it was on purpose, but maybe it wasn't.
Let's see if Apollo. They are a heavy passing team. They've thrown 9 times to 9 times on the ground. 11 times on the ground. So still heavy on the pass. But let's see if they get Encino going a little bit more. 5 carries on the night for Encino, 26 yards, averaging over 5 yards a carry for the Apollo Eagles.
Trevick to kick off. Left-footed kicker. There's a high end over end kick. Taken by Gravel at the 16. Runs toward the middle. Trying to set up a wall. Jukes in. He's across the 30. Out to the 40. Midfield. Cuts it back up across midfield. Nice return to about the 47-yard line.
And Gravel's down after the kickoff return.
About a 32-yard kickoff return. Gravel down after taking a hit. After the nice return.
Oh,
he's on his back.
Looking at this replay, I think he might have gotten a shot to his groin area.
Looking at the inside of his left leg, it looks like.
Hopefully it's just that, Barry.
Looking at his calf. He may have cramped up. They're working his calf muscles.
You can see the smile on the trainer's face. I think he might be doing that just to disguise it.
You might be right.
Yeah.
He's limping on that right leg, so I don't know.
Oh, nothing serious.
He might have also said that he took a shot to the groin as well on the play while he was laying there. Hopefully Michael Gravel will be fine. He's going to limp off. He's off under his own power, though. Yeah. Generally, those things will loosen up a little bit during the game. He may be tight the next couple of days. If it is his groin, in addition to the cramp.
Yes.
So 10:36 to play. The Eagles with the ball in Tiger territory after the nice kick return by Michael Gravel. So Logan Johnson in the gun. Hands off to Encino. No, it's a play action. He goes to Williams, who has it. He's across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play, 2nd and 2 on the way. I'd like to say thank you to Schultz Soft Water. We come up on 10:20 to play. I'm going to check, see if I've got a message possibly from Justin Ekstrom. And he does. Left leg, he said. So looks like it was that cramp that we were talking about. That was the big issue. Thank you, Justin.
Justin Ekstrom, always reliable.
Double duty down there.
Absolutely.
Photog today and or tonight and giving us some updates. He's close to the action. Logan Johnson hands it off this time to Encino. He somehow avoids a tackle, tries to avoid some more, cannot do it. And he's taken down at about the 42. That'll be a loss of 4, so 3rd and 6 on the way. He is quick, but it was a nice job by the Tech defense to get a gang of tacklers there. I want to say thanks to Murphy's Granite Carving, another one of our fine sponsors for Friday Night Lights here on the KNSI Sports Network.
Looks like Isaiah Green's still out of that defense. He's getting worked on behind the bench, right in front of us actually on the trainer's table, just trying to work out, like we said, that left leg. Not having him in there changes things a lot here for Tech.
Johnson in the gun again. Looks out in the flat to Encino behind him. Ball's on the turf. That may be a fumble. They may want to jump on it. They're going to say incomplete. There's a flag on the near sideline as well. We'll await the call there.
Could be a hold on the offensive line on the backside. When you have a screenplay setting up like that, the offensive linemen have to hold that opposite side, the blind side of the quarterback, and I think that's what it's going to be.
Yep, when your quarterback turning his back to the sideline to throw that flat pass. You got to make sure nobody's coming up behind him to hit him, so as your lineman, you're extra antsy. Yeah. And it is going to be the call. They're going to accept it and move him back deep and give him another 3rd down.
Field position game.
Long, yeah.
Want the field position here.
And they may have gone for it on 4th there anyway. Probably 4-down territory. So probably the right call. Moves them back to the 44-yard line.
Looks like Gravel is back in the game in the slot here for. Oh, he's playing the Y over there. He is the X. He is the outside receiver.
3rd and 20. 4 wide for Johnson. Williams in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Logan Johnson's going to go deep down the right hash. Has a man. Could not get it to him. He had a couple of steps on his defender. I believe that was Gravel coming in right off the bench with that cramp as well.
You see on the replay here, Gravel just full out speed here. A nice post route from the outside position. The throw comes and just out of his reach. He got one paw on it. If he would have gotten 2, he might have been able to reel it in, but a strong throw that time from Logan Johnson, showing off his arm there even though it was an incompletion.
Jack Randolph on to punt for the Apollo Eagles, standing on his own 31. And Kedrick Oswara standing on his own 24-yard line, awaiting the punt away. Left-footed punt by Randolph. Wobbly kick to the left, bounces at the 28. Oswara's going to let it go out of bounds around the 23-yard line. About a 43-yard punt. Not bad for Randolph. He was under a little duress as well. We're inside 9 minutes to play here in the first half. I would like to say thank you to Premier Real Estate Services. 8:51 on the clock.
Isaiah Green getting warmed up again. Looks like he's closer to getting him back in, doing some jogging and some sprints on the sideline there, just trying to stretch out that calf, trying to do everything he can to get these Tech Tigers a win in new Tiger Stadium.
And we've got in the backfield, runner taken down. And that was Trevick trying to sneak it. It's taken down for a loss of 2, 2nd and 12 coming up. Trevick will be in the pistol. He's got 4 wide. Fedema now in motion to the left, 3 to the left side, 1 to the near side on the right. He's going to look, he's going to go to Oster down the right side. He's got him. Oster with the catch. He's going to be taken down at about the 41-yard line. 38-yard gain on the play.
Huge throw that time by Trevick. That was a double move that time by Oster. And we have a penalty on the play. I didn't hear what the penalty was, but again, just a beautiful double move. And Oster going up with 2 hands for safety, and he reels that one in, protects the ball tightly after fumbling earlier than this one, and that's a huge momentum booster. Tack on the penalty, and they're at the 25-yard line.
Would have been a 28-yard gain, excuse me. Tacked on, I think, the yardage from where he threw it. But it would have been 28, but it's a big gainer, like he said, with the penalty at the 25. Hand off to Oswara, left side. He's got room. He squirts through 2 tackles, breaks the tackle. He's inside the 10, 5, touchdown. Beautiful, strong run by Kedrick Oswara from 25 yards out, and the Tech Tigers have their first lead of the night.
2 25-yard plus plays to get into the end zone here for Tech. This is the Tech team we remember seeing before the suspensions, before the injuries last season, when they were just dominating defenses, throwing the ball whenever they wanted to, running the ball down the throats, and this is just what we wanted to see from this Tech team, especially tonight opening up Tiger Stadium.
22-16 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard, 8:08 to go. That offset line for the 2-point conversion again. Snap out to the left to Oswara. He's going to easily get into the end zone for the 2. So it's an 8-point lead for the Tech Tigers, 24-16. I want to say thank you to North Risk Partners, another fine sponsor for Friday Night Lights here on the KNSI Sports Network. Again, if you're listening on the radio, you could also be watching the streaming game of the week at KNSIRadio.com. Bitstream Productions and the crew here bringing you the game live with video at KNSIRadio.com.
I want to thank all of our viewers. We have 92 viewers on the Bitstream Productions on KNSIRadio.com. Thank you to all of you watching, as this is going to be a fun one. You might want to stick around all the way to the end, as this could come down to the last couple possessions, as these teams are just battling like some heavyweight boxers, back and forth.
Call all your friends. Let's get it to triple digits. Let's get it to triple digits before halftime. So 8:08 to go here in this first half. That's how much time you've got to call all your friends, to tell them to watch the stream at KNSIRadio.com. Trevick will tee it up on his own 40. Encino back deep. Gravel and Williams, the up backs. Nice deep kick. Encino chases it down, drops it at the 5, picks it up at the goal line. And they're going to say it's a touchback, as he had his feet on the goal line. So they'll be a touchback, the 1st and 10 for the Apollo Eagles.
Yep, that's
do that every time. Kick it deep every time. Seems to work out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. As let's see if the Tech defense can come back and really control the line of scrimmage here. I don't think Isaiah Green is out there yet. He's still being worked on here on the sideline. But yeah, the severe cramps here by Isaiah Green. He won't be back out there. But in his place, I believe, is he also plays left tackle for these same Tech Tigers. That'll be number 56. Anthony Nelson, the senior left tackle for this squad, as he'll play in the defensive end spot in place of Isaiah Green.
Logan Johnson back out there, fakes the handoff, play action, goes over the middle, almost picked off. Nice defense there intended for Williams. There on the coverage for the Tech Tigers was number 33, excuse me, Kyle Zerbis. Almost came away with the ball there. Got both hands on it, I think.
Yep, Zerbis part of the squad that's all new starting 4-backer squad for Tech. He's more of a smaller, athletic outside linebacker, but that time in coverage, he got it done against the wide receiver.
Johnson back to pass. Rolls out to his left. Taken down. There to take him down is... Did he hurt or did he fumble it? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're pointing at. 56 for the Tech Tigers was there on the takedown. Anthony Nelson with the sack.
in there as well was the other middle linebacker. That's number 35 for Tech. Blake Solinsky, number 35, who started a few games last year with the injuries to the Tech Tigers, so he gets it done as well. Solinsky and Nelson there, and this is a long third down here for the Apollo Eagles.
Back at the 9-yard line, they need to get to the 30. By my math, that's 20 yards they need to get. No applause, Tom Terhar. I got that right. Johnson rolls out to his right, steps up into the pocket now, tries to go left. He's in trouble. He'll be sacked again at the 5 as a host of Tech Tigers defenders get to him. He just didn't have anywhere to go with the football and nowhere to run.
And that's called picking up your teammates. Isaiah Green is on the trainer's table right now, and the rest of the Tech defense is stepping up right now, playing as a unit and getting the job done here in crunch time.
So 4th and 25 on the way, and they'll have to punt it from their own end zone. Will the Apollo Eagles, and they'll give it back to the Tigers. We're already with an 8-point lead as we come up on 6.5 to play. Oswara standing on the 40 of the Apollo Eagles. So the Tech Tigers should have good field position here following this punt. The snap, punt, end over end, bounces out of bounds on the far sideline. At around the 30, they're going to put it at the 29. So a 24-yard net punt. That is not what you want to do.
No.
Tech Tigers will have fantastic field position here to start this drive. 1st and 10 at the 29 of Apollo.
Apollo's got to throw something at Tech that they're not used to seeing here. They got to switch it up. They got to do something to possibly just an all-out jailbreak blitz, something to get a negative yard loss so that they're not even, so they keep taking them completely out of the red zone.
Oswara left side through the line to about the 25-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 still to come. Don't forget the halftime show coming up, brought to you by Shields. Shields is the place when it comes to gear and expert advice. They're right there with you and right there in the St. Cloud Crossroads Mall. Trevor rolling out to his right. He fires it out to Vinny Gallardi, who caught it at the 19. They're going to say he's out of bounds. Incomplete. Tech Tigers crowd not appreciating that, but it'll be 3rd and 6. Couldn't tell from our angle. We had the Tech Tigers bench in the way. Must have had his feet out of bounds or bobbled it or something. Clock stopped at 5:52 to play. Hand off to Oswara, left side. He jumps through 2 tackles and gets about a yard and a half shy of the first down. Gain of about 5. Bring up 4th and a yard and a half.
And with 5:33, it looks like Tech will take a timeout, try to regroup themselves here on a 4th and about a yard and a half scenario on the Apollo Eagles 20-yard line.
Timeouts brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Obviously 4-down territory, Tom Terhar. Well, what do you do here? You run it, keep running with Oswara, who's kind of the hot hand. He'll play action, try to catch him off guard and go for pay dirt.
I mean, Oswara's averaging 9 yards a carry in the game, and you need a yard and a half. I think the math's pretty simple there, Barry.
Sounds good, yeah.
But they've been very successful today in the passing game as well. Nate Trevick, 7 for 11 on the night for over 100 yards of offense for this Tech squad. So they're getting a job done through the air too. I think they got to power it because that's what they lean on. Maybe even a Fedema. We haven't seen too much of the wingback pitch or a wingback sweep coming from Fedeva. That could be in the playbook here right now, or just hand it out to Oswara and let him get it done like he's got it done all night.
They're back out there on the field in the pistol. Trevick barking out the orders to his teammates, rather. There's the snap, hands off to Oswara, right side, into the fray. He's going to be close. Depends on the spot. He may have gotten just what he needed.
This is going to be a measurement.
I imagine they're going to probably bring in the marker and measure this one out.
A lot of pointing. Always when this happens, there's always a lot of pointing, Barry.
Our ball, no.
Yeah,
First down for us.
our ball. I think we'll find out right now, Barry. I think we'll find out.
Just under 5.5 to play. We will find out. They'll bring out the sticks. And it is going to be close. I'm guessing by the spot he's just short. And he is.
Yes.
Not even a half a yard, but he was short. Big defensive stand for the Eagles.
Yep.
With Tech, they easily had or firmly had the momentum shifted in their favor. The Eagles needed that stop. That is big for them.
It's just weird how game to game Tech just knows what they want to do on offense. Like Oswara got stopped there on the 4th down, but Oswara with 17 carries on the night. Troy Fedema, who led them in carries last week, only has 2. They know what they like when they go up on opponents, and they just take the player that they think will be more successful, and they give him the bulk of the load, and that's what's happened tonight with Kendrick Oswara and the Tech Tigers.
The Apollo Eagles take it back over with 5:28 to go here in this first half. Logan Johnson in the gun, 4 wide. Encino standing to his left. Jet sweep to Williams. He's got a good seal block. Looked like he did. He cuts it back up, taken down inside the 25-yard line. Gain of about 5 on the play will bring up 2nd and 5. Looked like he was going to have plenty of room.
Yep.
Somehow the defender closed off that edge, made him cut it up. Probably saved a bigger run.
Let's see if the Eagles try to take a shot here like Tech did with the 28-yard pass to Oster and then the run by Oswara finishing off their last touchdown drive. Let's see if they take a few shots here. Johnson's got the arm. We saw that earlier in the game. Let's see if they take some shots.
Johnson awaits the snap. It's a low one. He goes and gets it quickly out to Gravel at the 23, up the near sideline, and he's going to be bumped out of bounds. They're going to put it at about the 34-yard line, a gain of 10 there. That'll move the sticks. It'll stop the clock with 4:43 to play.
Gravel, the small slot wide receiver, really efficient today. 4 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. He gets that 10 yards every time he touches the ball.
1st and 10 on their own 34. Eagles stick with the shotgun. Hand off to Encino, right side, reading his blocks, bounces it out and gets to about the 39. Another 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 on the way.
And again, Encino that time, it looked like guys are just trying to tackle him up near his head, and he's able to just squirt past those tackles until someone finally trips him up, and then he slides underneath a few more guys for 5 yards. I mean, it's just hard to tackle someone when they're that small, especially if I was trying to tackle him Barry 6'7" versus 5'7". I don't stand a chance.
Wouldn't be pretty. 24-16 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. We come up on 4 to play. Johnson goes out to the left, has his man, who's across the 50, now breaks a tackle, steps inside another one inside the 35, avoids another one, finally taken down at the 20-yard line. That was Thomas Otto. "41-yard gain."
Yeah, Otto just relentless, not wanting to go down, keeping his legs churning, using his hands to break a few easy tackles. Finally get him down was the outside linebacker, Solinsky, but just pure effort that time by Solinsky, by Otto not wanting to fall down. And that's a big play like we talked about here for the Eagles with 3:45 remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Shifted from stopping the momentum of the Tigers to stealing it back. Jet sweep to Gravel. He's got some room. He cuts it up at about the 10-yard line, and that's where he'll be taken down. It'll be 2nd and short. Depending on the spot, it'll be 1 or 2. Like about 1.5 yards. 3:20 to play, and the Eagles threatening. How quickly it turned around. Tech had the momentum, and they were driving deep into Eagles territory. They get stopped on 4th down. Now the Eagles put together a drive and a chance to cut into that lead, possibly tie it with a 2-point conversion. Encino to Johnson's left in the backfield. There's the snap. Johnson looks left, goes back to his right, has his man, tries to avoid a tackle, spun down after a minimal, if any, gain. It'll bring up 3rd and short. Now inside 3 minutes to play. Say thanks to Clearwater Travel Plaza, where there's more in store for you. 3rd and 2 now as they lost a little on the play. Tech crowd trying to get into it here. Jam-packed night at New Tiger Stadium. Johnson gets the snap, gonna sneak it, avoids a tackle, and he'll be taken down near the first down marker.
It's going to be another measurement, Barry.
Might have another measurement. It looks like he's right where he needs to get. And they're going to call it a first down. They were near that far sideline, so they were able to judge it easier than we can from way up here on the far side of the field. But that'll move the sticks.
First and goal.
At the 9. Ticking up on 2 minutes to play here in this first half. Been a good night of football here at New Tigers Stadium, site of the New Tech High School campus. Johnson tried to throw it over the middle, intended for Williams, and nobody home. Looked like there was miscommunication, and Johnson took a hit as he threw it as well. Again, on the hit for the Tech Tigers was Anthony Nelson. Called his name quite a few times tonight.
In place of the injured Isaiah Green, so he's getting the job done. He is a senior. He plays on the offensive line on the offensive tackle position, so he can throw his body around, and that's what he's doing right now. And fresh legs against these tired offensive linemen for the Eagles.
Got an injury timeout. Is that Nelson they're working on? The left leg.
Trying to see who's not in the huddle here on the Tech sideline.
See who stayed down there. All of our timeouts, by the way, brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Working out the left leg. Maybe another cramp issue. You hope that's all it is.
It's not too hot. It's a warm night, but it's got a good breeze on it. Tough. The cramping can be tough.
Early in the season, you see that a fair amount.
And these teams do. Don't get me wrong. These teams take a lot of precautions to avoid cramps, including when I played high school football. We took salt pills. We took salt pills to keep our hydration up, and it's just it hasn't been going well for Tigers with Isaiah Green.
It is Anthony Nelson, as you mentioned. He's in there for Isaiah Green. Isaiah Green back here with a wrap on his calf, it looks like.
Doesn't even have his cleats on right now.
Yeah, so he's sitting back here on the bench near the stands, and now his replacement, Nelson, comes out. Well, the Tigers starting to get thin. Their defensive line. Next man up, right?
Absolutely.
So we've got second and goal. Ball's on the 9-yard line, 1:47 to go. Johnson in the gun. Man in motion. Fakes the jet sweep to Williams. Keeps it. Johnson's got room. He's inside the 5. Spun down near the goal line. In for the touchdown. Touchdown, Eagles. Makes it 24-22 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 1:42 to play in this first half. That jet sweep was a good fake. Drew a linebacker. And he had room on that right side, made a move, and used his big body to bully his way into the end zone.
Yeah, Johnson, not a small quarterback. He's listed at, I believe, 6'3", so he's a big body. He can bully some of those defensive backs for Tech.
He's 235 as well, so he gets that big body moving, a little momentum. And a quick 2-point conversion.
Encino dove into the end zone. A little bit of extra flair there at the end of the play by Encino. He got the job done, and we're back to a tie football game, Barry. 1:42 remaining.
24 has been a high-scoring first half. A lot different than last week's game.
Yeah.
And down in Hutchinson, we had it for you here on the KNSI Sports Network. It was 8-6 on 2 consecutive drives, and then we didn't get another score until the middle of the third quarter. We're up into the triple digits.
There we go.
For viewers, appreciate that. We made the call, and you guys made it happen. We'll try to keep that growing throughout the season here at KNSIRadio.com.
Game of the week brought to you by Bitstream Productions, or presented to you by Bitstream Productions. We got cameras all over the field here tonight. We got a steady cam coming around the Tech bench, 2 up top of us here at Tiger Stadium in the press box. Just amazing picture and amazing angles for this game tonight.
Who else is covering it like this?
Nobody.
We appreciate you joining us. We're doing it all season. Streaming game of the week, Friday Night Lights in the KNSI Sports Network. Teed up. short high kick, and it'll be taken at the 23 or 24 yard line. And diving for the catch is Hunter Stoles, right to his backside as he caught it. So the Tigers have it. 1st and 10, 1:40 to play in this first half. Enough time to do something.
Yep.
Try to get the ball downfield and score before halftime.
I wouldn't be surprised we don't see another double move by Oster and Schmitz. That long play where Oster had some separation against these very athletic cornerbacks for the Apollo Eagles. It was off that double move, so let's see if the route running is the reason for a big gain here in this one.
Hand off to Oswara, left side. He's going to put his shoulder down. He gets a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up. I was thinking maybe they had 3 to the near side, 3 receivers, and Gallardi was in the middle. Thought maybe there was going to be a quick screen out there to him, but they opted for the run. Play action now. Rolling to his right is Trevick, and he finds Fedema. Hit at the 30, shakes it off, puts his shoulder down, bowls his way to the 36-yard line. Gain of about 6 there. It'll be 3rd and 3. We're inside a minute to play now. There's the snap, the hand up to Oswara. He's got the first down. He pulls away from a tackle out across the 45 to the 48-yard line, a gain of 12 just like that. Fresh set, the clock will stop as they reset the chain. 52.1 ticks to go here in half number 1. Trevick back in the pistol. Quick snap, back to pass, and we're going to get a whistle and a stoppage of play. Flags. It's going to be illegal motion on the Tigers. They'll move them back 5, but it'll be 1st and 15. They got up quickly and got the snap off, but somebody was even ahead of that quick snap.
Yeah, and it looked like it might have been the new offensive tackle playing for Anthony Nelson, or was that Nelson on the end back there? I believe it was the offensive tackle on that far side.
Can't catch a number from this angle.
And we'll see if Tech decides to be conservative here, but they do not get the ball in the second half. Apollo gets the ball, even though they had the first offensive possession because of the fumble on the opening kickoff. So this could be a huge momentum touchdown here if Tech can do something here with 49 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Trevick awaits the snap. There it is. He's back to pass. Steps up, avoids a tackle, throws it out into the flat, intended for Oswara. Had a little bit of room. He would have been able to get out of bounds anyway. And it's incomplete, though, as he couldn't come up with the catch. Just a little bit outside his reach. So 41.8 to play here in this first half. And it'll be 2nd and 15 coming up.
Yeah, I don't see too many reasons why they shouldn't take a shot here, Barry. I mean, tie game, why not play? Take a chance here.
Trevick back to pass, steps up again, tried to shovel it out to Oswara. Is that going to be incomplete? They're going to call it incomplete. It looked like it was forward. That was dangerous.
That was the second time that Derek Stanek, the defensive end for the Apollo Eagles, came unblocked off the edge. That cannot happen. That's Kendrick Oswara twice, who was on that side to block that defensive end, and he just did not do his job both times. And those could have been good pass plays, but Stanek just came unblocked, and here he comes again. 3rd
and 15, and he avoids the tackle, does Trevick, and he can't avoid the second wave. He does gain a couple of yards. It will not be a sack, and it'll bring up 4th and 13. They stop the clock at 29.4 with the timeout to the Apollo Eagles.
I don't know if that is designed to try to make him make a decision, but I don't like that. Stanek coming off the edge alone, 3 plays in a row. That's got to be a miscommunication, Barry, and that just can't happen when you're trying to drive down for a momentum touchdown here in this one.
Especially not several times in a row.
Yes, absolutely. Someone is going to get their butt chewed out on this sideline here when they come to meetings right behind the on the bench here in the Tech sideline.
4th and 12 upcoming, a timeout on the field. Timeouts brought to you by McKay's Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Ball on the 45-yard line. Tech zone 45. 4th and 13 on the way when they come out of the timeout here. Oster will be punting it. Williams will be the deep man. We'll see how deep they send him. He is going to back up.
Like 5 seconds later, he said, no problem. You know, John.
He's going to keep backing up all the way to about the 23-yard line. There's the kick from Oster. Low kick, taken at the 20 by Williams. Breaks through some tackles, jumps over another, taken down at the 31. We've got a flag on the far side and a flag on the near side. So we've got a couple of calls coming up here. We'll see what comes out of this.
The ref on the near side, there was a few laughs here in the crowd. The ref nearly threw his arm out throwing that one.
18.6 to go. We'll await the calls on the field. And they're moving it back.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call is. We got the call, but it wasn't easy to hear with some of the wind in the mic and the referee mic down on the field. But it will be Apollo going back here. And I got to think they got to just take a knee here, Barry.
Yeah, I think so. There must have been only one call on the field. One flag came out early, one late. So I'm very confused, but they must have both called the same thing.
Apparently.
But it's going to be against the Eagles, no matter either way. So back on their own 13-yard line, 1st and 10. And as Tom Terhar was saying, they're probably just going to take a knee. It looks like they will. And take us to halftime. Johnson, it's the snap. Kneels it out.
We got a flag.
We've got a flag. Looks like somebody might have been moving.
Might have been an illegal formation, possibly not enough guys on the line of scrimmage, or again moving. Yep, illegal formation.
You don't practice the kneel down a ton.
Nope.
You shouldn't really need to. So maybe just somebody was confused about where they were supposed to line up.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a kneel down, but you don't want that to happen. You don't want simple mistakes like that to happen.
He moves it back to the 15-yard line, or I'm sorry, to the 8-yard line. And they'll kneel it down there, and now the time will run out. That'll take us to halftime. The halftime show is going to be brought to you by Shields. Shields is the place when it comes to gear and expert advice. They're right there with you and right there in St. Cloud in the Crossroads Mall. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with your Shields halftime report next. You're listening to Friday Night Lights High School Football. We're tied at 24 at the new Tiger Stadium with Tech and Apollo. KNSI Sports Network.
My name is Trey Cutler, I'm playing for both my parents. My name is Anthony Nelson, I'm playing for my uncle and grandfather. Hi, I'm Monty Stewart, and I'm playing for Coach Marks' grandfather, Terry Post. My name is Brian Hasten, I'm playing for my grandma. My name is Matthew Bird, playing for Miss Cashman. My name is Aaron Boyd, I'm playing for Peters. My name is Tim Walter, and I'm playing for my grandpa.
Hi, I'm Rachel Kaiser, and this game is for my dad.
My name is Chris Jake, I'm playing for my grandma's dad. My name is Phil Darnell, I'm playing for my grandpa's brother, Gary Darnell. My name is Vinny Black, I'm playing for Gene Taylor.
My name is Mason Thompson, I'm playing for Dave Lang.
My name is Matthew Campbell, and I'm playing for my dad who passed pancreatic cancer.
My name is Javion Hunter, I'm playing for my brother Trayvon and Moses Beasley.
My name is Sam Oster, and I'm playing for my mom. What up, Mom? My name is David Baird, I'm playing for Jocelyn Baird. I love you. My name is Hunter Ravel, I'm playing for anyone who's currently battling cancer. I'm Nate Trevor, I'm playing for Seamus Flynn and Michael Thielen. I'm Hunter Stoltz, and I'm playing for Gary Schwartz. My name is Logan Hansen, I'm playing for Josh Golden.
My name is Isaiah Green, I'm playing for my Uncle Kim.
I'm Julian Downvoter, I'm playing for everyone fighting cancer. My name is Jay Selensky, I'm playing for my grandma who passed from brain cancer.
My name is Justice Snapchat, and I'm playing for my uncle.
My name is Carl Harrison, and I'm playing for Moses Beasley.
I'm Kendrick O'Star, and I'm playing for my Uncle Tim and my Grandpa Mike. Hope I make you guys proud.
My name is Cameron Steve Black, and I'm playing for my brother, Boy.
My name is Kyle Service, and I'm playing for my grandpa who passed, Jerry Service.
a reminder, tonight's game is a unified tackle cancer event. Protect Apollo and the entire St. Cloud community. Helmets are going to be passed through the crowd to collect donations. The donations go to the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Foundation. The donation will be used to assist and support the cancer community in Minnesota by funding research, prevention, treatment, and other programs related to the cancer community's central needs. They also have Granite City posters available near the ticket booth in return for your generous donation.
KNSI Sports Network back here in the booth at New Tiger Stadium, where the first half story has been a back and forth battle between the two teams for that momentum, Tom Terhar, and both teams kind of got their fair share of it in that half number one, as we're tied at 24 going into the break. A big part of that was due to the great first half Kedrick Oswara had. We'll get to that in a minute as we take a look at those first half stats, but first your impressions of that opening half at New Tiger Stadium.
Start ugly. I mean, that's a simple way to put it. Fumbles all over the field, including on the opening kickoff. I mean, that's not how you want to start football games, but it's the sign of good coaching, Barry, to see these coaches recover, get their players in their sorts, back into a good rhythm, and now we're seeing really good football on the offensive and the defensive side. We've seen big stops on both sides by the defenses and Tech without Isaiah Green on the field. And on the offensive side, the teams are finally figuring out what they want to do against these defenses, what's going to work. And I think when it comes to the Apollo Eagles, they like that short passing game. They like their wide receivers in space to do some work after the catch. And on the Tech side, give the ball to Kedrick Oswara right now. He is an absolute monster.
Yeah, we'll get into that exactly how many yardage-wise, how big a monster he was in that first half here in just a moment. And well, the Tech Tigers, also injuries have been a bit of an issue. They've lost a couple on their line on both sides of the ball. How have they been able to keep up that level of play with those couple of guys going down? They've done a really good job stepping up.
Well, a lot of times you see when a star player goes out like that, it's kind of a wake-up moment for the defense. And not to say that they're better without their really talented player, but what happens is everyone really gets their stuff together, to say it the PG way, Barry Hine. They get their stuff together. They all come in. They all do their job at the right times, at the right place, and it just creates a better in-sync defense as a whole. And it doesn't happen all the times, but it seems to happen a lot when you lose that guy that's your engine. And if everyone comes together and says, all right, we're going to take care of it as a unit, and that's what's happening with this Tech defense in the second half. Other than that last drive was a tough, and Apollo went down and got that running touchdown by Johnson. But they're more in sync right now than they were at the start of the game, and it might be because they lost Isaiah Green.
And like you said, when you lose a player like Isaiah Green, who's such a monster, he's just a wrecker in that backfield. When you lose a guy like that, I think, well, all right, it's going to maybe take two or three of us now to make a play in the backfield, so let's all get to the ball, let's swarm, and they did a really good job of that, good gang tackling there in the first half. There was a lot of scoring, but they did do a good job. I realize when I say it's 24-24, you wouldn't think that the defense did a great job in that first half, but they did do a good job stepping up when they needed to, and both teams kind of, like I said, have been fighting back and forth for that momentum here in that first half, and we're at halftime. The Shields halftime report, 24-24. We're a little under 10 minutes away from getting the second half started. We will take a quick break here if we can get Brian's attention. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the first half stats as we continue the Shields halftime report here on the KNSI Sports Network.
Tiger fans and Eagle fans, these helmets are filling up. Thank you so much for your support. fans, the Tech football family would like to give a special thanks to all of our program sponsors.
KNSI Sports Network back on the Shields halftime report, just a couple of minutes away from the second half kickoff. 24-24 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. A fantastic first half, a little bit of everything. The momentum shifted from one team to the other, turnovers, capitalizing on those, and it was a really fun first half at the first half of new Tech Tigers Stadium. And a lot of people want to be part of this history. This stadium is jam-packed. Just trying to run down for a quick break here during the Shields halftime report was a bit difficult because there were a lot of people who wanted to be here for this first ever game. So glad to be able to be back with you up here in the booth out of kind of harm's way. As we continue the Shields halftime report, we're going to take a look at those first half stats with Tom Terrar. Tom, take it away.
We'll start out with the visiting Apollo Eagles as they actually come back out to the field right now. It's great timing. In the rushing game, we'll start there. The running back number one, Encino, had a really promising start, but only ended up with 7 carries, 27 yards. He was doing a good job of getting underneath people and getting first downs early, but a few negative gains really hit his numbers in the second quarter. And then you got quarterbacks Logan Johnson, 6 for 18 on the run and a touchdown. That last touchdown drive, just a bully run, got 10 of his 18 yards in that first half. And we'll go to the passing now, where Logan Johnson, we saw it. The biggest show of his arm today was an incompletion. The long ball to Gravel. He is 10 for 15 for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he is throwing really well. I wouldn't be surprised if they really just go, Encino, we're going to get you in the flat and some runs, and they just let Johnson throw, because he is throwing efficiently and with a lot of power down the field for this Apollo team. The receivers, Michael Gravel just doing work in the slot, 4 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. And then Jalen Williams just doing a real good job being that deep threat, having a few that big touchdown catch, their first touchdown catch on that opening drive when they had the short field off the fumble off the opening kickoff. He had 3 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. We'll head to the Tech side now, where the Tech Tigers, I should have just wrote on my stat sheet here, Oswara. Okay.
He's the big one right there. Absolutely. He had a game's worth of stats there in that first half. 19
carries, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, Barry. I say Barry, and I mean he's like running like Barry Sanders.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yes.
He's doing a great job on the ground here for the Tech Tigers. And we go to Nate Trevick now. Efficient, 8 for 13, 114 yards and a touchdown. He's getting the job done through the air. A little bit more efficient than last game, where he was just a little bit below 50% at halftime. So he's getting a little more on target with his throws, and like that deep shot to Oster, who has 2 catches for 45 yards. That double move is going to come back again, and I feel like the Tech Tigers will get another big gain on that double move from the outside by Oster or Schmidt. And then the other big receiver for the Tech Tigers is Troy Fedema. 6 catches for 69 yards and a receiving touchdown. He just does everything for them. Some days he'll run the ball 10 times. Some days he'll catch the ball 10 times. He's just their Swiss Army knife, and he's doing a great job of just avoiding tackles and getting first downs for this Tech offense.
So look at your first half stats. We're just over a minute away from kickoff in the second half. We'll take one more quick break. That's going to do it for your Shields halftime report. Half number 2 coming up from New Tiger Stadium. Tech and the Eagles tied at 24. You're listening to, rather watching, Friday Night Lights on the KNSI Sports Network. Half number 2 moments away from being underway, as they've got 12 minutes up on the clock, and we're all knotted up at 24s. Who is going to make it happen in the second half? Who's going to capture that momentum at the right time? It's each team, as we mentioned during the Shields halftime report, they've had the momentum, each team, throughout this first half. So whoever captures it at the right time will probably end up being the winner of this ball game.
Yep, this is just a competitive ball game through and through, Barry, and it's going to be punch after punch after punch, and we'll see who's standing at the end of 24 minutes here with these 2 quarters.
Trevick to kick it. It's a deep kick to about the 15. Taken by Gravel. Runs across the 20, trying to go all the way across the field, across the 25. Plenty of room. Gets tripped up, and that was Mason Thompson, I believe, who got a hand on him. And he prevented what would have been a huge return, as he had a lot of green out in front of him, did Gravel. And a nice tackle by Thompson. First and 10 at the 36.
I'll say it. That would have been a touchdown if Mason Thompson wouldn't have gotten an arm on him. Just tripped him up enough. He had 2 blockers in front of him and only 1 defender in front of him. Yep.
Hunter Stoltz was the only Tiger defender running back there, and 2 guys to block him. I like the odds if you're the Eagles on that.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice job by Mason Thompson getting his hand out there and just tripping up Michael Gravel. Want to say thanks to the law offices of Bradshaw and Bryant, seeking justice for the injured. So, Logan Johnson back out there in the gun. There's the snap. Hands it off to Encino. Runs left. He's got a little bit of room, not very much. Taken down out of bounds after a gain of a couple there. So, the clock stops with 11:45 to play. And it'll be 2nd and 7. Ball at the 39-yard line after the run by Encino. We'll go 4 wide. Will the Eagles again? Williams and Boyd Jr. out wide to the near side. There's the snap. Johnson looking left. Has his man right at the sticks. He couldn't come up with it. Hit him right between the number, or right on the number, as he's number 8.
That was Thomas Otto.
Otto, yeah, he's the one. He had a catch in that. He had a big play in that first half. That one would have had the first down, plus he had a few yards to run afterward. He just could not bring the ball, and he didn't look upfield too quick. He just didn't bring it in.
Yeah, you got to catch those easy ones. That was right between his letters. He looked right into it, and just an update there. Isaiah Green is on the field right now. Flat nose tackle, actually, in this play, but Isaiah Green back on the field for the Tech Tigers.
Johnson throws it out left, has his man again at the first down marker, and he'll be taken down, thrown down out of bounds, and flagged. It's going to be a late hit out of bounds, as the first hit Gravel inbounds, took him out of bounds, and then threw him down.
Gravel for a 10-yard reception and a first down. Gravel he just does his job. He knows what type of receiver he is. He's not going to blaze anyone with speed, but he is quicker than almost everyone on the football field. So he likes those little hitch routes at about 10 yards right at the first down line. He catches it, and he gets the job done.
Well, that's 15 to the play. We'll set it down in Tiger territory at the 36, so a penalty early on hurts the Tigers. Puts the Eagles in good striking distance, 36 yards away from the goal line. Johnson quickly back in the gun. 4 wide again. Encino to his right. Makes the handoff, play action. Goes over the middle, has Gravel at the 30, across the 25, bang down at the 22-yard line. Looks like he took a hard hit. Gain of 14 there, moves the sticks. He's a little slow to get up again as Gravel. He's taking a bit of a pounding tonight. He's not a big dude either. He's just 5'8", 145. Want to say thanks to Shields. When it comes to gear and expert advice, they're right there with you, and right there in St. Cloud in the Crossroads Mall.
Gravel just, again, doing work at that slot position. Just an easy slant right down the middle, and the backers just had no chance to catch him.
Encino on first down, right up the gut. Picks his way for about an 8-yard gain. Just kind of hesitates and then squirts through the hole when it opens. 2nd and 2 coming up. We tick inside 11 to go here in this third quarter. 24-24 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. The Eagles threatening again here on their first drive of the second half.
Tech just coming out, the Tech defense, I should say, just coming out flat here, just not getting a push. Backers aren't filling, they're just running straight down into these piles, and it's giving easy holes for, first of all, the slot wide receivers as well as the running back, Encino.
Tech Tigers call a timeout. I want to remind you the timeouts are brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. So 10:39 to play in the third. And the Eagles again threatening to score. You think back on some of the mistakes by the Tech Tigers. That first one, the fumble on the opening kickoff. They give the ball to Apollo, and they end up throwing a 30-yard touchdown from Johnson to Jalen Williams. Speaking of his arm strength, he just kind of flicked that with his wrist. 25 yards downfield on a dime, and they come up with a touchdown. And that could play big as we head down the stretch here.
Yeah,
tied at 24. You don't give up that first score, changes kind of the whole game.
I mean, you can do a lot of what ifs, but the fact of the matter is, you start your game with a turnover. It's just not a good vibe for the rest of the game, no matter what you can do to shake it. It's a bad vibe that might stick with them through to the end of this game. Even if they win this one, that could be something that could make this a closer game than it possibly could have been.
2nd and 2 on the 14. Johnson hands off to Encino, bounces it outside, avoids a tackle, gets taken down by 2 defenders at about the 12-yard line, a gain of 2. Got what he needed for a first down, I believe.
And that one's going to be, it might be a little bit closer. It might not be an automatic. They might ask. They're calling it
3rd and short.
They're going to say 3rd and short. They
Looks
will.
like it's less than a yard.
Yeah.
So that is where the Eagles will have it.
And inches. I wouldn't be surprised if we see just a quarterback draw here. It's a half a yard at most.
Johnson stays in the gun. Ravel in motion. Fakes the jet sweep. Keeps it as Johnson. He's got room up the middle. Lowers his shoulder at the 7. Gets down to about the 6-yard line. So that'll move the sticks. 1st and goal from the 6 of the Tigers for the Eagles. We're inside 10 minutes to play. I'd like to say thank you to All-Star Trophy and Awards. Make everyone feel like a champion. All-Star Trophy and Awards. Approaching 9.5 to play here in the third. Eagles threatening. 1st and goal. Trying to break this 24-24 tie. The snap, hands off to Encino, left side. He's got room. Is he going to be able to make it around the edge? Nice job on the tackle. Looks like number 35 for the Tech Tigers came up and made that tackle. Beautiful play as he didn't let him get around the edge. Jake Solinsky made the play, the senior linebacker.
And we'll look at the replay here on KNSIRadio.com. Solinsky just trailing. Gets just a good piece there, grabbing him by the thighs and throwing him down. That's just great hustle by the outside linebacker who has contained. That's his job to keep that within the numbers.
Showing some good speed there. Encino is not a slow runner by any stretch. Rolling out to his right, flushed out, is Johnson. He's just going to throw it out of the back of the end zone. Smart play by the senior quarterback.
This is
3rd and goal.
3rd and goal at the 5-yard line, Barry. There's a lot of plays as a coach that you should have in your back pocket for these type of situations. It doesn't need to be a trick play. It just needs to be a good run, well-executed play that this team knows and that they've worked on in red zone situations in the past, in practice, last year, whenever it was. They have to know this play and they need to execute it perfectly. It's got to be something that they run well.
And you can't forget that it's 2-down territory.
Yes.
Johnson back in the gun. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field to his right. And we'll get a whistle and a timeout before the play as gets off, and it'll be a timeout by the Apollo Eagles. Timeouts brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Just maybe didn't like the play they had called or didn't like the defense that Tech was putting out there against it. Wanted to reevaluate and come up with another play as it's 3rd and goal from the 5. Brand new Tech Tigers Stadium. Man, it is a beautiful place.
It is.
A track and encompasses the field.
And
Stands on the one side. You could put him in the end zone if you wanted to, and probably put him on the far side if you wanted to at some point as well. There's plenty of acreage out here.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Field turf. I don't think you can do it much better for a high school football stadium.
And it really is, and the big thing is it's not just for football, Barry. There was the soccer team was playing on it when we got here at 4, and it's an all-purpose facility here.
Logan Johnson awaits the snap. There it is. He looks to his right, now goes over the middle, and it's over the head of everybody, intended for Williams. And Hunter Stoltz. Everybody's head. Williams wanted a call, but I'm not sure that was catchable.
No, that was way over his head, and he was in tight coverage there. Didn't have a hand on the backside hooking him, and that's just great coverage by the Tech DBs. And now, here comes, this has to be something that you know is going to work by Apollo, by head coach Stolrud. And for Benson and his defense, it's all about getting the push. Let's see if Isaiah Green on 4th and 5 can make a big play. This is when the big players have to shine, even if they're injured.
He was looking for help from the crowd as well, getting them pumped up as you hear them responding. Logan Johnson, back to pass.
Here he comes.
Flushed out, rolling to his left by Isaiah Green. He flips it into the end zone. Did Williams come up with it? They're going to say he did. A touchdown, Apollo Eagles. So responding to the rush by Isaiah Green, Logan Johnson calmly rolls out to the left and flips it into the end zone for Williams. Did he come down with it? Looks like he did. Got a couple of feet down.
Yeah.
And it looks like the right call as we watch the replay in the booth here. And it is going to be 30-24. Big, big opening drive by the Apollo Eagles.
Gosh, I got too excited on that, Bear. I really thought Isaiah Green was making the move for the sack. You can see in the replay just a second ago that he did come in there off that left end side, but just couldn't get there quick enough. And Johnson, being mobile as he is, just flips it up to Williams, and he completes it. And it's
they tried that Tim Tebow jump pass again as Johnson. Oh, now we're going to get a late flag flying in. Isaiah Green can't believe it, but it was incomplete. Looks like the Eagles will probably get another chance to put in the 2-point conversion. They're going to call defensive holding. Call pass interference.
But is it a pass when it's that flick like that, Barry Hine? I mean, that's the tough thing about it is it doesn't look like he has the intent to pass the ball, so how can you call pass interference on that play?
Well, it's a forward. Even if it's a shovel forward, it's still called a pass.
Yeah.
So technically, the answer would be yes to that. Yeah. I understand your disappointment. Logan Johnson back in the gun as the Eagles get a second shot at a 2-point conversion, trying to take back an 8-point lead. He hands it off to Gravel, trying to get around the right edge, almost taken down by his jersey. The defender slowed him up enough for the second wave to get there for the Tech Tigers. The first one there was number 88, Logan Hansen. He slowed Gravel up enough for that second wave of gang tacklers to get there and take Gravel down before he could move toward the goal line. 30-24 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Kickoff impending. I want to say thank you to M&H Appliance, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Amana Appliances. Check them out at mndhappliance.com.
So that's a big stop. It's not this is the high school football's definition of a bend, don't break. They give up the touchdown, but stopping them in that 2-point conversion, that could be a play we could talk about at the end in our post-game show. that could be the big difference in this ball game.
Absolutely, that could loom large as well. 8:31 to play. Tech Tigers getting set to receive the kickoff. Troy Fedema still the deep man. Oswara and Hunter Stoltz will be at about the 20-yard line. Take a shorter kick. On to kick for the Apollo Eagles, number 83, Hayden Schmitz. Got it teed up at his own 40. Here comes the kick. High end over end kick. Fedema takes it at the 8. On the right side, comes back toward the middle, tries to cut it up and drag down at about the 22-yard line. 14-yard or so return on the kick. And the Tech Tigers have it back, trying to move the ball down the field and tie it up and possibly take the lead with 8:25 to go. I'd like to say thank you to Kelman Reuter, attorneys who make a difference.
It's very interesting, Barry, how much Tech's offense can change from week to week. Like last week against Hutchinson, there was a lot of two-back sets, a lot of shotgun, a man to his left, a man to his right sets, and we've barely seen that at all tonight. We've seen a lot more pistol with a man behind him and a lot of 3 or 4 wide receiver sets by the Tigers.
4 right now in the pistol. And they fake the jet sweep, kind of an awkward look. They hand it to Oswara. It worked. He's got plenty of room on the right side. He's across the 40, jukes a tackler out near midfield at the 49. A 27-yard gain there on first down. Kedrick Oswara showing the wheels. That'll put him over 200, I believe, on the night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And he's on track for 300, Barry. This is just an outstanding performance by Oswara. You can see the stop on the instant replay there, and he just gets another 10 yards because of the juke.
And I don't know if it, well, we'll get back to that in a second. Handoff to Fedema left side. He's across midfield down to about the 46. That'll be a gain of about 5 on the play. That play before, and they looked like they faked almost like a jet sweep,
yes.
And then they turned it around and handed it off. He turned the long way around and handed it off. I didn't know if it was a broken play or if that was designed, but it worked, whatever it was. Oswara now up the middle. He bounces it out right. Stiff arm against the tackler. He's across the 40, the 35, lowers his shoulder down to about the 30-yard line. A gain of 16 on that play. Oswara he just keeps getting stronger as the game goes on here.
Yeah, and Oswara just doing damage. It's really the Apollo ends and outside linebackers are getting too deep down the field. Oswara is getting deep enough and cutting up and getting a good play, and this time it doesn't happen.
That time the Eagles up to the challenge there as they stop Oswara for a loss of about a yard. He just had nowhere to go. He was bottled up. Several defenders in the backfield. Oh, you've got 7:15 and counting to go here. Trevick back to pass. Flushed up into the pocket, and he'll be taken down for about a yard gain, so it will not technically be a sack, but essentially a sack. 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, Trevick had enough time in the pocket, but it was good coverage that time by Apollo. I think they were ready for the pass there on a 2nd and long, and a good job by them staying back on their heels. D-backs with a good drop and reading the wide receiver and the eyes of Trevick well.
Inside 7 to play here in this 3rd quarter. Oswara left side, cuts it up. Jets past some defenders across the 25, down to about the 22, maybe the 21-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9 or 10 on the play. Looks like it's going to be a gain of 9 as they'll have 2 to go to get the first down.
And they're in the hurry up again. They want to get a play off fast here.
Trevick under center, quick. Quarterback sneak right up the gut. He's got the first down plus another yard. So a gain of about 3 on the play, and the Tigers move the sticks. Want to say thanks to C&D Granite, home of the unlimited lifetime guarantee. They're one of our fine sponsors for Friday Night Lights football here on the KNSI Sports Network. Trevick back to pass. Lets it fly down the right side, going to the corner of the end zone. And no, incomplete. Had his man looked like he had his hands on it, could not bring it in.
Got the replay here. That was looking for Oster to drop back. His eyes never left Oster as he wanted him deep in the end zone the entire time. Gravel backpedaling to compete it. He goes up, competes for it, and Oster just gets a hand on it, but can't bring it in.
The guy you want to throw into the corner of the end zone, 6'2" Oster. He's long and athletic. 2nd and 10 coming up. Left side, Oswara avoids one tackler, hit by a couple more, down to about the 17-yard line. That was Trevick who kept it, excuse me. So it'll be 3rd and 9 coming up. We're inside 6 minutes to play. I want to say thanks to McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Short gain off the right side.
Outside linebackers doing a better job here for Apollo. As I was saying that, they're doing a good job at staying down near the line of scrimmage rather than running upfield. Because when they were running upfield earlier in the game, they were giving Oswara lanes to run underneath them and get outside, so they didn't have their outside contained. They're doing a better job just in this possession of doing that, bottling up Oswara.
Just over 5 minutes to play here. Clock running. We've got a third, and they're calling it 8. A bunch set to the near side. Fakes the handoff to Strevick. Bounces out to his left on the play action. Picked off! Jalen Williams down the right side. He's hit, taken down at the 29-yard line. Big turnover for the Eagles. They're up by 6, and now they've got the ball back with 4:45 to play in the third.
Jalen Williams coming up big, reading the eyes of Trevick there all the way, coming across from his safety spot and just getting in front of the passing lane, taking it off, and good job there by Trevick after making the mistake, getting the tackle and the knockdown on Williams. But that might end up being a costly error for these Tech Tigers, as that is a killer near the red zone, and now it's Apollo's ball on the 27-yard line.
It was a design play action rollout to his left. He's a righty. He had to throw against his body a little bit. May have come into play there. Led to inaccuracy in the interception. So the Eagles have it back. Logan Johnson and his crew back out there. He's in the gun. Low snap. He goes down to get it. He's just going to try to run it, and he's not going to have any room. He'll be taken down for a loss of a few.
There is 5, 6, 7, 8 Tech Tigers on Johnson at the end of that play. That's got to hurt.
Loss of about 6 on the play. Be second and long coming up. Not sure if it was designed to be a run by Logan Johnson, but after the low snap, he just looked for an avenue to run and couldn't find one. We've got an injury on the field. An Apollo Eagle laying on his stomach at about the 33-yard line. That's Gravel. He is going to be sore tomorrow. He's been roughed up a bit tonight, but he's back up, clapping his hands, and the refs say he got to take a little time off here.
He's been quite roughed up, roughed up.
He's upset about it. Jalen Williams trying to calm him down, puts his arm around him, saying, look, you'll be back out here. Just take a play off. Assuming he's going to have to come off. He's trying to stay on the field. I want to say thank you to North Risk Partners. Face risk head on. They're here to help. Visit northriskpartners.com. Yeah. 4:34 to play in the third.
Apollo needs to grab. If they want to really take over this game here, they got to do something this possession. Even if it's not a touchdown, but another big run, a big throw here for the Eagles. Try to take the momentum and grab this game by the horns.
Johnson goes out to Boyd Jr. at the 25, and he's going to lower his shoulder, be taken out on the near sideline at about the 32-yard line, a gain of about 10 there. Still brings up third and about 6. A long 5 at least.
Yes. And let's see if the DBs can get it done here for this Tech Tigers team. Johnson looks like he's going to want to throw. Let's see if they can stay in front of their men here, create a turnover.
Johnson's got time, goes over the middle. Williams goes up and snares it, bounces away from a tackle by Hunter Stoltz, and now taken down at the 46. A gain of 14 on the play, and he moves the sticks. What a catch by Jalen Williams. Went up and caught it with the top of his fingertips and brought it in. Spider-Man.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. He comes in, just grabs it. It's like he didn't have even his hands up, and just whack, all of a sudden he got his hands up to get his hands around that one, and he gets a few extra yards, but just tremendous effort. You can see the momentum keep leaning more and more in the Apollo Eagles' favor.
That had something on it. It takes strong hands and fingers. Right up the right side is the running back Encino. He's got room, squirts through that line, and then spun down at about the 46-yard line. Gain of about 8 brings up 2nd and 2. I want to say thanks again to Clearwater Travel Plaza, fine sponsor of Friday Night Lights here on the KNSI Sports Network. 3.5 to play in the third. Eagles trying to drive and stretch out their already 6-point lead. Play action to Gravel, bounces off his hands up into the air dangerously, but it falls to the turf. No Tech Tiger defender could get there. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Not too often that those type of ones go through Gravel's hands, and that was opportunity. Lincoln Benson was closing in for the kill. If he would have been a little more hesitant, which they're not taught to be, but if he would have been a little more hesitant, that ball might have just fallen in his lap there, and it would have been a pick.
I don't think any coach is going to say, just hang back and hope it pops up into the air.
Exactly.
No, you got to play the player for sure. 3:23 to go. Clock is stopped. 3rd and 2. Eagles with a 6-point lead and the ball. Take the jet sweep to Williams. Logan Johnson keeps it, bounces it left, and got just enough, I believe. It'll depend on the spot. He got hit about a yard shy and struggled forward.
I don't know if that's the
by
best
the spot, that is going to be very close.
Wow.
We have to bring it in. We've got another Apollo Eagle injured, laying on his back at about the 42-yard line of the Tech Tigers. And we'll have trainers come out to look at them. All our timeouts, by the way, brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Clock stopped at 3:10 to go as the trainers check out the injured player. Can't catch a number from here. We'll see when they finally get him up. Looks like they're working on a leg again. Could be another cramp. We've seen many of those tonight. Players getting tight out there.
Well, we got a break. I'd like to thank again our 152 viewers tonight on the KNSI Game of the Week, presented by Bitstream Productions. Again, we got cameras all over the place here, views all over the place, and it looks like we had a closer look at that number. Looks like it's going to be number 52, I believe.
Yeah, that's Hunter Hopper, the left guard, 5'10", 235-pound senior. Looks like they're working out the lower leg. And we're really excited about this Bitstream Productions streaming Game of the Week at KNSIRadio.com. So tell everybody, check it out. And feel free to leave comments as well, as long as they're positive.
Friends,
no,
families.
Just kidding. Leave comments for us. We appreciate those as well. Any feedback we can get to try to make it a better broadcast for you, we will take under advisement. So we've got the injured player hoppered off the field. And we're about to get back to action here. 4th and inches coming up. And the ball at the 44. So dangerous to keep your offense out here for the Apollo Eagles. They could give up good field position if they don't get the first down. Logan Johnson standing at about midfield. Play clock at 10. We'll see if they actually want to get the play off or if they're just trying to draw the Tigers offside. They do get it off. Jet sweep. Williams avoids a tackle in the backfield. Stumbles, loses the ball, and the Tech Tigers get on it in the Eagles' territory at the 48-yard line, and they'll have the ball in fantastic field possession. Big step-up play for the Tigers defense, and a big possession now for the offense as they get it back in good field possession, swinging the momentum pendulum back in their favor.
And that was a really close play. If we have the replay here, his knee might have been scraping before he lost the ball there, but it's out. The refs call it a loose ball, and flying on that thing was Solinsky, or excuse me, Kyle Zerby's number 33 for Tech, and that's a huge play. Let's see what they do.
Only about a 4-yard difference or so anyway from where they would have had it on the stop.
Yeah.
Run right up the middle for Kedrick Oswara. Gets to about the 44-yard line. 43-yard. Now they're going to put it on the 44. That's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 on the way. Quick pass out right side. Oster, he's got a block ahead of him. He's on the outside. He's across the 30. Cuts it back in at the 25. Cuts it across field.
Wow.
Now he's going to use his speed inside the 20. The 15, the 10, the 5, and he's hit hard inside the 5 down near the goal line. We'll get a flag as well, maybe a face mask. Nice effort by Sam Oster. Trying to get to the pylon. He stopped a yard or 2 short, but I think they're going to add to that run.
42 yards it looks like on the scoreboard, and Oster just using his field position. And we saw it on the replay, a hard hit after, as he was shaken up a little bit after the play. A head-to-head contact, I believe, should be the call, as that defender led with his head at the end of that play.
It was a horse collar, they're calling it,
okay.
I believe, right? He did take a hard hit there at the end.
Yes.
But in any case, it's going to be 1st and goal near the goal line for the Tech Tigers. What an unbelievable effort by Oster as he got the ball. Just a quick pass out to the right. He got a good block and then cuts it jukes a defender, cuts it back, and gets all the way down to the 1. Hand off to Osuara, right up the gut. Touchdown, Tigers! And we're tied at 30. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Crowd loving it. Tigers recapture the momentum.
Osuara's third touchdown of the ball game here. Just tremendous, tremendous stuff. I mean, Osuara bullies it down, but again, Oster making up. He had a fumble earlier when we had those back-to-back fumbles. He was one of those that gave up one of those fumbles. He comes back with a huge play, setting up Osuara for his third rushing touchdown.
Tigers set up with that offset for the 2-point conversion try. And we're going to get a whistle. Isaiah Green is the center, and I believe somebody must have moved early, and they did, so they'll have a further try for the 2-point conversion.
They might as well just get the offense out there. Oh, is there offensive personnel out there?
2:04 to play here. We're tied at 30. Tech Tigers going for 2. Ball back now. Around about the 8-yard line. There's the snap. They go with the normal set. Over the middle, whistled it. Did Trevick. He intended it for Isaiah Green. Couldn't come up with it, put a little too much on it. Would have been good had he come down with it. He was in the end zone. But it remains 30-30 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
We got the replay here, and it's across the middle. Like you said, Green just can't get his paws on it as he was dancing with it right near the goal line. Just can't bring it in, and as you can see at the end of that replay, he actually got a little bit of a stutter there, tripped over himself there, as he's still probably dealing with that left leg. It's probably tough to go out there and compete, and I give props to Isaiah Green, toughing it out here on the opening day of Tiger Stadium.
There was some traffic in between the quarterback, between Trevick and the Green, the receiver as well, so he may not have seen it until it was too late.
Yep.
Just couldn't get his hands up in time. So you got to give the defense a little bit of credit there as well. I want to say thanks to the law office of Bradshaw and Bryant. With just over 2 minutes to go, the Tech Tigers will tee it up at the 40. Nate Trevick will kick it back to the Eagles. And what a game this has been. What an inaugural game at New Tiger Stadium this has been tonight.
It really has been an amazing night, and as you can see on this replay, you see this giant student section and giant seating section. Oh, this thing is packed. It is absolutely packed here. Outside the fence, there's people in lawn chairs. This is a packed house here at Tiger Stadium.
Squib kick by Trevick and taken by Devin Tracy. He's going to run to the left and go out of bounds on the far sideline. Place it at about the 25-yard line.
Well, there's a flag on the play.
It's probably not where it'll end up then, I guess, huh? So they'll move it back 10 yards. We've got just under 2 minutes to play. We're tied at 30. I'd like to say thank you to Shields, another one of our fine sponsors for Friday Night Lights here on the KNSI Sports Network. Eagles have it back. Can they capture the momentum back again? Seen a seesaw throughout the game. Pretty much everything a game can offer. We even had a 2-point conversion where the snap was over the quarterback's head. He chased it down at the 20, turned around and threw it up into the air and found his receiver in the end zone.
Barry, that's turned out to be a big play.
It has.
It's
tied up 30.
30-30.
Absolutely. Logan Johnson. And we got a flag before the play. That came from the back judge.
Not sure what this is going to be about here.
Yeah, before the play. Too many players on the field.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, 54 of the white kid. That is his first unsportsmanlike conduct. After this is goal.
It's Devin Tracy who just returned that kick. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Not sure what happened. That ref was a ways off from him.
You might have heard something, Barry. That will happen.
If he said it, he had to say it loud because he was 15 yards downfield. So that's not what you want. So 1st and 17 coming up. Now Logan Johnson standing on his own 1 in the shotgun. There's the snap. He's going to roll out to his left. He's taken down, a safety.
And that's Green, baby.
Who else but Isaiah Green, and he is jacked up. And just like that, the Tech Tigers on top, 32-30 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Isaiah Green, the stud defensive lineman for the Tigers, comes up with a big play, sacks Logan Johnson in the end zone.
I don't expect anything less from Isaiah Green at this point. They need a big play. The other team's backed up, and Isaiah Green with a little bit of dancing in the end zone. He is pumped right now, playing on one leg, but still doing damage for these Tech Tigers.
Got that two back that he missed on the pass on the two-point conversion. That's how you do it. There, guys, I got this. Those 2 points, don't even worry about it. 1:53 to play here in the third quarter. 32-30 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard.
Let's see the great view of the Tech crowd here, a little bit low, but we can see this crowd. They are amped here. This is a packed house, like I said, and the orange out here for the Tech Tigers. They're all here.
How fun is this?
Oh, just great. Love high school football.
Absolutely. Out here having a blast. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
And we've got a good one. Tight game here near the end of the third quarter. We've got less than 2 to go. And after the safety, the Eagles will have to kick it back to the Tigers. So the Tech Tigers, momentum firmly on their side right now. On to kick it away is going to be number 83, Hayden Schmitz.
Was there a penalty on that play? They're kicking from the 12. Oh, the safety.
Yeah.
I am going crazy, Barry Heim.
Happens. A little early in the season for that.
Yes, I know, Barry.
We'll see.
It's been a long night. It's been a long night.
See how it goes the rest of the way. Schmitz kicks it off short, high, taken by Fedema at the 38. He cuts left, across midfield, hit, drives forward to about the 44-yard line. Tech Tigers will have fantastic field position again on this drive with 1:47 to go here in quarter number 3 with a now 2-point lead after the safety.
Yep, and Tech can really grab a hold of this game with another touchdown. They can get that 2-possession lead that they really need. It's not the traditional 2-touchdown lead. It'd be a 10 or whatever would happen on the 2-point conversion, but this could be huge. Just needs to be the foot on the pedal drive here for the Tech Tigers.
Trevick hands off to Oswara. He avoids a tackler in the backfield. Turns what could have been a short loss into a minimal gain. Gets about 2. He grinds out about 2 there. So 2nd and 8 on the way. We come up on 1.5 to play. Want to say thank you to M&H Appliance. Quickly, Tech back in their set. Trevick back to pass, man in his face down the left side. Had a man, Schmidt could not get it to him, just a little out in front of him. He had to let it go a little earlier than he wanted to, and he gets it out in front of him.
I don't know how this keeps happening to the quarterback, Trevick. I feel awful for him. Another unblocked pass rusher coming right downhill at Trevick. This has got to be stopped. Tech Tigers got to do something about this. That's 4 plays where if he had a little more time, he could have touched that ball right in there to Schmidt for a touchdown.
Would have been Schmidt's first catch, I believe, of the night. He had that long touchdown last week and late in the game. Oswara, right side, cuts inside a tackler. He's got room. He cuts inside another at the 30, across the 25, the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! From 43 yards, Kendrick Oswara, electrifying run. And he puts the Tech Tigers up by 8.
Wow, just wow. You see that slide cut there? And then he just turns on the jet. He had a chance to tackle him back there, but he didn't dive for it. And just rough, as we have something going on here.
Looks like a flag came down. They're going to bring it back.
I don't know what happened. I think it might have been Apollo Eagle. A lot of boos coming from the Tech sideline. Or it was on one of the Tech players for possibly a are they bringing the play back? Wow. No touchdown. Holding is the call. I didn't even see that.
Brings it back. I never saw the flag. Everybody was going so nuts. I got caught up in it. So
wow.
The ball back on the 45 of the Tech Tigers. 2nd and 20. Trevick flushed out. Sack back at the 35. So that penalty kills him.
Wow.
Brings back the touchdown. In there on the sack was Jack Randolph, by the way, for the Eagles. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and 30. You think you're up by 8, and now you got a 3rd and 30 to contend with. Back on your own 35-yard line.
This is incredible, Barry. I mean, that is the biggest momentum swing I've ever seen in a high school football game. Going from a 40-yard touchdown run to now third and forever here at Tiger Stadium. And now it's fourth down.
It is fourth. We've got a punt coming up here.
Wow.
Oster on his own 23rd, or 23 rather. And a left kick, wobbly, short, out of bounds at about the 43-yard line.
Oh.
And we've got Oster down in the backfield. Looks like his left foot, he's going to limp off. Now hopping on his right foot.
That is not good. He is the punter, but you don't want him to get injured on a punting play, and he is hobbling back to the sideline there. Not good, not good.
Man, that could loom large on this one. Just 23 seconds to go in the third. And then they have that 43-yard touchdown run by Kedrick Oswara. Called back, and then they fizzle and give the ball back to the Eagles, up by only 2.
The Eagles have a chance now to take this game, take the lead in this one. Gosh, that is just a killer penalty on the Oswara 43-yard touchdown run.
Exasperating, but you've got to right the ship here. Make sure you don't let it compound on you. Johnson hands off to Ancino. He bounces around to tackle right side, tries to cut it up, taken down, and now flung out of bounds at near midfield. There on the tackle for the Tech Tigers, number 88, Logan Hansen.
Hansen and Major Campbell again, the best name in high school football maybe anywhere. Major Campbell throwing the man out of bounds right at the 50, and a good short gain here for the Tiger defense.
I'm going to adopt that name for myself. It's the name that breeds success, isn't it? I don't know if it works if you give it to yourself in your 40s or not, but probably help to grow up with it. 15.6 to go, 3rd and 7 coming up. 2nd and 7 rather, excuse me. Logan Johnson quickly out to Gravel at the 50. Jets across the 45, rolled over the defender at about the 43-yard line, just enough for the first down. He did 7 and got 8. Stop the clock at 10 seconds to go. They'll start it again once they reset the chain. Will the Eagles get another playoff, or will they let the time run out, let it go to the 4th quarter?
It looks like they'll let it go, and this is we said it might come down to the last possession, Barry, and it looks like it will. This is again, a heavyweight boxing match, back and forth, back and forth. Who's going to stay standing at the end of these last 12 minutes here in the 4th quarter?
Well, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with quarter number 4 as the Tech Tigers lead over the Apollo Eagles 32-30. You're listening to Friday Night Lights High School Football on the KNSI Sports Network. We've got 12 minutes up on the clock here. 4th quarter on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 32-30, the Tech Tigers with the lead. The Eagles with the ball, 1st and 10 on the Tigers 42. Johnson throws right side. Nice catch by Gravel. He brings it down inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 19 on the play. It was a little bit above, a little high and kind of behind him, and Gravel comes up with a catch. Are they going to say incomplete? They're going to conference and call it incomplete and bring it back.
Wow.
Gravel cannot believe it. He thought he brought it in.
I think he might have had possession of the ball, but I saw it in the replay. We're a little bit past the replay now, but the ball scraped against the ground as he was bringing it in. And if that touches the ball, if the ball touches the ground at all, even if you have possession of it, that's an incomplete pass.
So 2nd and 10 coming up. Hand off to Encino. He's got a little bit of room. Squirts up to the 40-yard line. Gain of about 2. 3rd and 8 on the way. I want to say thanks to All-Star Trophy and Awards, helping us bring you Friday Night Lights here on the KNSI Sports Network. Also a sponsor of our post-game player of the game. It's All-Star Trophy and Awards. Logan Johnson, 3rd and 8. Throws it out to the right. Has his man on the far sideline. Trying to struggle toward the marker. He's going to go out of bounds, I believe. Short of it, they're going to say he went out of bounds back on the 33. So he'll be shy of the first down.
Yeah, looks
but they're in four down territory.
Yeah, absolutely. Look like they're going to be exactly 1 yard short of that first down. Was it Gravel on the catch, Barry? Gravel, I believe, was the man.
I couldn't see over there who that was that time.
Educated guess, it was Michael Gravel.
Or Boyd Jr. was over there too. I think it might have been Boyd Jr. Looked bigger than Gravel. So 4th and 1 coming up. Gravel in motion, and we're going to get a whistle and a flag. And a delay of game.
Wow.
That's a killer when you've got 4th and 1 and 4 down territory. Now what do? Probably punt it away, huh?
Gosh, Barry, this is a tough decision. You're down by 2 points in the 4th quarter. It's 4th quarter now. And there's a lot of time in the 4th quarter, but the possessions are dwindling for them. They don't know how many more times they're going to get the football. So this is a big decision. This is why you pay head coaches a little bit more here. It's because they have to make the hard decisions like this one.
They are going to go for it. It's going to be 4th and 6.
They're in a punting formation, but
I saw them send Logan Johnson back out there, and apparently he helps block on those, so I was confused. That's my fault. Punt's going to go out around the 14-yard line. Be a punt of about 24 yards. Well, the Tech Tigers get it back with 10:25 to go. I thought that was the right decision, but I saw Logan Johnson run back onto the field, thought they were going for it. I want to say thanks to Kelman Reuter. Well, the Tech Tigers take back over with a 2-point lead and under 10.5 to play.
At this point, Barry, it's the Kedrick Oswara show. He's been doing the damage here for Tech. He did on that last play. If it wasn't for a holding call, they're just going to give it to him.
And he gets it. He's hit right away for no gain. 2nd and 10 on the way. Also would like to say thank you to C&D Granite. We're coming up on 10 minutes to play. The Tech Tigers looking to run some clock and gain some yards and march down the field. Pitch right to Oswara this time. He's going to read his blocks. Gets around the edge. He's across the 20. He's got room down the near sideline across the 30. Out of bounds near the 38-yard line. We'll get a flag coming in on the near sideline as well. I think we're going to get a hold out there on the edge. Whoever was blocking out on the right edge for.
And he let go. I saw that defender. He let go of the block late. I don't think we're going to replay of this one, but he let go of the block late, and it looked like they were going to let it go. But then all of a sudden, I saw the flag fly in. I was surprised they called it because he did a good job of letting go of the block once he had extended his hands.
It would have been Oster out on this right edge blocking.
Oh,
blocking the back by Oster.
I thought it was going to be a hole, but
that's
blocking
why
the back.
Came in late because it looked like early on, if they were going to call a holding, that's when it would have come. And then after that, they separated, and he must have pushed him in the back. So that hurts. 2nd and 3 coming up here. And off to Oswara, right up the gut. And you get enough? Not quite. Looks like he'll be a yard shy of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. Big 3rd down here for both squads. Thank you to McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram, Fiat. And hand off to Oswara, left side. He cuts it up. He's got the first down. Spins out to about the 30-yard line. Got another flag down. Would be a first down if the play would stand.
Getting ugly, Barry. Late in these games, the kids are getting tired. They start reaching instead of running. They start grabbing instead of blocking, and these type of things happen in these 4th quarters.
Don't have too much of a breeze. It died down. We had a little bit of one earlier. It's probably hot down there on the field. We've seen a lot of cramps, and now we're down the end of the game here. We're seeing some penalties start to rain down. It's on the defense, so the Tigers get a break. It was an illegal substitution.
So the 5-yard run will stand and add on a little extra at the end.
Well, they'll run out to the 30-yard line. That's where the Tech Tigers have it. 1st and 10. Direct snap to, well, looks like no Trevick had it. He threw it out to his receiver, Oster, who's winding his way across the 40 out to about the 45-yard line. How did he end up out there? Gain of about 14 on the play. He never took a full stride, I don't think, throughout that entire play. It looked like he was just kind of sidestepping defenders, and then spun out. He got a nice gain. Oswara left side, got room across midfield, cuts it back in, the 45 across the 40, out of bounds on the far sideline at the 39-yard line. 17-yard gain for Oswara, and the Tech Tigers another fresh set of downs.
That was his 31st carry of the ball game. He is just taking the load of it here for the Tech Tigers.
Trevick runs to the left, keeps it, cuts it up, and taken down for a gain of about 2. 2nd and 8 on the way as we approach 9 minutes to play. I want to say thanks to Minnesota Truck Headquarters. Lifted, loaded, and jacked up trucks.
Oh yeah, gotta love them.
Hard not to say it.
It is hard not to say it.
Now we've got a flag again before the play gets underway. It's going to be illegal procedure against the Tech Tigers. So instead of 2nd and 9, it'll be 2nd and 14.
These penalties, they stop drives. This could be the one penalty that stops this drive here. There's been plenty of penalties this drive.
We've got to be in the 20s total.
And running back in here is the starting left tackle, Anthony Nelson, back on the field here for the Tech Tigers. Let's see if he can come out fresh and get a push here on that left side.
Josh Russell was his replacement. Back off the field. They fake the jet sweep again and hand it off to Oswara. It is a plan to play. It looks awkward.
Yep.
That's when they had a big run on earlier. He gets back to about the line, the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 10. Probably in 4-down territory here.
4-down territory, and they're going to throw the ball here. Let's see if they can get Oster or Schmitz on that double move.
Oswara's got room. He bounces it left side. Now cuts it up, crosses the 30, gets enough, just enough for the 1st down, judging by the spot. 1st and 10 for the Tech Tigers. Nice run by Kedrick Oswara.
You know, the play calling even fooled me there, Barry Hine. They go 4 wide, and it's a halfback draw right down the middle to Oswara. He makes one man miss, and he was off for the easy 1st down.
I want to say thanks to Schultz, soft water. Oswara right side, reading his blocks patiently, lowers his shoulder, takes the hit, gets down to about the 21, but we've got a flag in the backfield laying at about the 31. You got to imagine that's going to come back.
Again, and I
saw short gain, but it's going to come back anyway.
I saw the hold on that, and there just wasn't anything you should call at this point in a ball game. It's not anything. It's just a nice little grab at the end, and then he lets go. That's what you're supposed to do. There's a lot of battling that goes down in the trenches there between the offensive line and defensive line. The referees aren't understanding that and just calling every little nitpicky thing right now. This is what you do in the 1st quarter to set the tempo, not what you do in the 4th quarter, Barry.
Yeah. I agree with you. If you're the Tech Tigers, you could look at it as a positive, as you get to run a little more clock here.
Right.
But no, you don't want the penalty.
No,
but
you don't want the penalty. They got to let them play football up front here.
Coach isn't going to look at it that way for sure. And we've got inside 8 minutes to play now. Trevick quickly out to Oster at the 39. He gets across the 35 to about the 34. Gain of about 5 yards on the play. 3rd and about 15 coming up here.
2nd and 15.
I'm sorry, 2nd, yes, correct. Quick pitch to Oswara left side. He's going to be patient, read his blocks, try to juke a tackler, gets around him, and across the 25 rather, and the ball back on the turf.
Uh-oh.
And who ends up with it?
It's
The
Apollo.
Eagles get it back. They needed a break. What a run. Would have been 3rd and short had Oswara not fumbled it. They would have had 2 chances to get it from short yardage. Puts it on the turf. The Eagles get it back, swinging the momentum once again.
Oof.
And they have a chance to take the lead if they can march it down here, if they can grab onto the momentum.
Gosh, this is the game. This is the chess match of who's going to have the least amount of turnovers, Barry Hine. I mean, this is fumble after fumble, and I wouldn't be surprised if the next play is a fumble too, Barry. That's just how this game has been going.
Unbelievable. Want to say thanks to Murphy's Granite Carving.
Oh, just a fun football game. Exciting. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it exciting, Barry.
Coaches might not love watching the film on Monday, but Williams in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Johnson goes deep down the right side. He's got Gravel, who goes up and catches it. Was he out of bounds?
Yes.
I'm waiting for an official call here.
There was.
They're going to say, okay, back there it wasn't out of bounds. Wow. That would have been a huge gain. He's made a couple of nice catches tonight that have been negated. A couple near catches tonight.
That is an arm, and you can see that ball was just trailing out of bounds, and Gravel went with it, not realizing where he was on the field. As a wide receiver, you got to have that toe touch ready if you get a catch like that. But you also got to know where you are in the first place and make sure you stay in bounds.
You could also ask your quarterback to not make you turn around while you're running down the sidelines. So he had to turn his back, catch the ball. It's hard to keep your feet where you need them. So 2nd and 10 on the way, and Johnson out on the left side. He's going to be taken down for a sack. He rolled out of there. He's looking for somebody to throw it to. He's taken down at the 15. A loss of about 5 will bring up 3rd and 15.
Logan Hansen comes right down the middle. The 3-4 defense by Tech. Middle linebacker come crashing down through that. I couldn't tell if it was the A or B gap, but he came honing in there like a missile, and he ended up reaching up to Logan Johnson and took him down for the sack.
Coming up on 6.5 to play here. 3rd and 15 for the Eagles. Johnson in the gun on his own 10. 4 wide receivers. There's the snap. Looks to his right. Pump fakes. Goes deep down the right side again. Has a man. That is Gravel. He's out in front of everybody. And that is going to be a score. That is Jalen Williams, excuse me. And he runs inside the 5 and gets into the end zone. That is an 85-yard touchdown strike. Just like that, the Eagles take back the lead, 36-32.
Wow. Just an absolute all-out arm throw that time by Logan Johnson. And it's Williams with the little extra running at the end. He was okay with doing that, a little bit of a little grandstand at the end. That's fine. He just got an 83-yard touchdown catch. I mean, just a tremendous throw, tremendous catch. And Jalen Williams staying in stride when he catches that. He didn't stop. He stayed in stride, finished off the run.
Again, Logan Johnson showing off the arm.
Yes.
And that was on target. That was right where he needed it. Dropped it right in the bucket. So the 2-point conversion pending. 36-32 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Apollo now leads, trying to stretch it out to a 6-point lead. Logan Johnson, 4 wide. Gravel in motion, jet sweep to Gravel. He tries to cut it up, he's taken down. Out around the 8-yard line. 2-point conversion, no good. I want to say thank you to Premier Real Estate Services, one of our fantastic sponsors for high school football here on the KNSI Sports Network.
Jalen Williams, 5 catches so far tonight, 3 of them going for touchdowns. Just fantastic stuff.
So 6:14 to play. Remains a 4-point lead. That could play big as Tech just needs to score a touchdown to get back on top. Also want to say thank you to North Risk Partners. Fantastic sponsor. They also bring you the pregame show here on the KNSI Sports Network.
Let's see
Tech Tigers getting back out there. They're going to set up the return. Fedham remains the deep man. And on their 20 will be Kedrick Oswara and Hunter Stoltz. Fedham back on his own 10.
This is the drive. This is what you live for. You're dreaming about it ever since you were a freshman, starting to watch Friday Night Lights, or even younger. This is a game-winning drive scenario. 6 minutes, down by 4. It's not the last 2 minutes, but you have a lot of time to work. You can be patient. You can set up the run. You can set up the play-action pass. You can do a lot of different things here. But if you don't go out there, every player on the Tech offense, this is what you live for high school football.
Here comes the kick from Schmitz. High, end-over-end kick. Stoltz tried to catch it at the 10. drops it, picks it up, runs toward the middle, and taken down at about the 18-yard line, maybe the 19. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from there for the Tech Tigers. 6:07 to play, so Nate Trevick and his group go back out there. See what they can do on this drive. As you mentioned, this is the time. You want to get out there and have a good drive and go take the lead back if you're the Tech Tigers.
You got to embrace the pressure. You can't crumble. You have to say, I want to be here and I'm gonna get this done. If there's any self-doubt, this could be a tough drive here for Tech.
Run to the left side. A few tough yards. Taken down at about the 24-yard line. Gain of about 4.
Fedema, they faked the handoff to Oswara and finally did that wingback jet action on the play action, and they're right back to it.
Haven't seen Fedema run too much out of the backfield this tonight. Kedrick Oswara reading his block, running on the outside, finally lowers his shoulder, and he's going to be taken down out of bounds. They're going to call that late, I believe, on number 2, David Boyd Jr. So that'll add some yards onto the end of that one for the Tech Tigers. They'll catch a break. He's reading his block, seeing if he may be able to cut inside it. And it wasn't unable to do so, and then just lowers his shoulder. And David Boyd Jr., they hit, started inbounds, it went out of bounds, and then David Boyd Jr. kind of carried it down a little too long.
Yeah.
And threw him down.
And it looked like it wasn't intentional. It was more of a momentum type play. But overall, if you put any more, you push them out more, if you create that extra contact, whether it's incidental or not, it's going to be a flag.
Pitch left to Oswara. Cuts it up. He's across midfield. Drugged down from behind at the 45-yard line of the Eagles. 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3 coming up.
The 36th carry of the night for Kedrick Oswara. He is nearing that 300 mark.
Having one of those nights. He gets a first down this time, runs it right side, gets to about the 37. Gain of 8. That'll move the sticks. I saw him have a couple of nights like this last season. Didn't get going last week, but this week he's making up for it. We're going to get a whistle before the snap and a timeout by the Apollo Eagles. We have got 5:07 on the clock here in the 4th quarter, and the Tech Tigers trail the Apollo Eagles 36-32 on the first ever game at New Tigers Stadium. Shaken up on that previous play for the Eagles was DeAndre Nelson. He's up late, but he's up and off to the sideline under his own power. Kedrick Oswara, 304 yards rushing on the night.
Unofficial scorekeeper here, but that is impressive nonetheless. 36 carries, 304 yards. That is absolutely insane at any level. Even high school football, that's nothing.
304 yards.
304 yards. I'm going to keep saying it because I'm still in disbelief. I knew he was close, but just incredible night for him, and they're going to lean on him in this last drive, trying to take the lead down by 4.
Star-studded night here, by the way, at New Tech High School Stadium. Superintendent Willie Jett up here in the booth next to us. Thanks for helping us spot tonight. We've missed a couple plays.
Yeah.
Jet sweep here this time. Fedema, he's across the 35, the 30, on the near sideline, across the 20. Finally tight ropes the sideline and taken out at about the 13-yard line. That'll be a gain of 24. Inside 5 minutes to play. The clock stopped now, and the Tech Tigers trying to again recapture the momentum. How many times have we said that tonight?
I know, and right when you think it's Oswara, Fedema, all of a sudden he gets it done on the swing play.
Like, I got a little speed too, guys. Watch this. Oswara around the left edge, cuts it up. Beautiful run by Kedrick Oswara, showing patience, waiting for his blocks to set up, and he'll run it in from 13 yards out. Another touchdown for Kedrick Oswara, and the Tech Tigers back on top.
4th touchdown of the ball game. Now gets up to 317 rushing yards on 37 carries. Just crazy numbers putting up by Kedrick Oswara. I'm lost for words, Barry Hine.
Can you tell he's been playing since he was a freshman?
Yes.
He's just patient out there. He's waiting for his blocks to set up. He didn't need to get on his horse and get into the end zone. Just going to wait for it to set up and work out for him. Trevick, quarterback sneak to the right for the 2-point conversion, dives over the goal line into the end zone, and the Tech Tigers are now up by 4. 40-36 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. 4:53 on the clock. Tech Tigers crowd appreciating this Tigers effort tonight. And you could tell they really want to win this first ever game in the new Tigers Stadium.
Absolutely, but there is a lot of time on the clock, Barry Hine. I wanna be excited and say that was the dagger, but that is a lot of time in a football game in the fourth quarter when both teams have at least, I believe both teams have both their timeouts, 3 timeouts each. This is, there's a lot of time left in this ball game. A lot could still happen.
That was a quick score. They got the ball with, I think, 6:10 on the clock, and there's 4:53 to go, so they maybe didn't take enough time off. But they'll take the lead, obviously, with under 5 minutes to go, 40-36. So the Tech Tigers sideline trying to get the crowd into it. You can hear the rumbling.
It's loud here at Tiger Stadium.
Tech Tigers about to kick it back to the Apollo Eagles. We'll see if the crowd gets amped back up once the defense is out on the field.
There it is again. They're out there in full force there. Even when I was playing high school football, our fan section was never packed. That is packed all the way to the top of the bleachers. What a fun time to be a high schooler.
And they're getting into it once they realize the camera's on them. They started to get into it. Here's the kick, Trevick. Low kick, bounces at about the 23, bounces all the way back to Williams, who jogs up the center, now bounces it up right, across the 25, now down the far sideline, finally taken out just a couple of steps shy of the 40-yard line. We've got a flag that comes in on the backside of the play, laying at about the 24-yard line. That's going to come back. That'll be a hold on the Eagles. 4:44 to go.
That could have been a huge start to that possession for the Eagles, getting great field position near the 50-yard line, but instead, flags and penalties a lot of times decide ball games in these fourth quarters, and this is tough field position, having to go over 80 yards in the next 4:45.
40-36, Eagles. Will they be able to recapture the momentum?
Like I said, I've said it a few times, but it's like a heavyweight boxing match, Barry.
If you're reading the flow of this game, you would have to say yes, almost.
Yes.
They're going to. And then the Tech Tigers will have a chance to get it back. Johnson hands it off to Encino. He ducks under a tackle, gets across the 15, out to about the 17-yard line where he's finally taken down. He bounced off a tackle, then was taken down by another. A gain of about 3 will bring up 2nd and 7. We have another injury. What's going on here? We've got players crowded around. Somebody on the ground. I think there were a couple players fighting over the ball was the deal.
Yeah.
Couldn't see what was happening.
They popped up real quick. They're not injured.
We had a crowd of people. We couldn't see what was happening. So the clock running. 4:20 and counting. The Eagles with the ball, trailing by 4. Logan Johnson, 4 wide receivers again. And Encino standing to his right in the backfield. There's the snap. Flushed up to his right by Isaiah Green. He lets it fly down the far sideline, intended for Gravel. Out of bounds, incomplete.
And I think it might have been intended for Gravel, but it was a stacked route on the far side, and Williams went up to try to get it. He might have tipped it a little bit and made it sail over the head of Gravel. We didn't get a good replay on it, but I mean that could have been an easy completion right on the sideline, but it might have been Williams who tipped the ball up.
Well, that'll bring up 3rd and 7. Johnson back in the same set. Looking to pass, flushed out to his left by Isaiah Green. Now to his right, now taken down. Isaiah Green was there to start it off, and he had a defender, teammate, come up to finish it off on the backside. Trying to get a number on the player.
That's Major Campbell.
Major Campbell.
That's your guy, Barry.
That's it. He decided that I'm changing my name. I'm going to go to wherever I need to go in the courthouse on Monday.
The 4th sack of the night for these Tech Tigers tonight.
Got Isaiah Green back down on the ground. Looks like he's army crawling toward the sideline. Now he's going to stop. Looks like his leg again. Probably cramped. He's holding up his left leg. Been having issues all night.
Yep.
He was in there quick on that play. Made it tough for Logan Johnson to look downfield. Got him confused. He started running in circles, and Major Campbell came on the backside and got the sack. We've got 3:30 on the clock. 40-36 on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. Tech leading over Apollo. Eagles with the ball, a 4th and long coming up. All of our timeouts on the field, by the way, brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram, Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Green up and off under his own power, limping. I applaud the effort and the heart he showed tonight.
Came back. He has a sack and a half on the night, 2 TFLs. I mean, he is doing things even while he's hobbling, and he's still writhing in pain on that sideline there.
I heard him up here.
Yeah.
Bellowing. That looks like it hurts. They're working that left calf out again. Punting it away are the Eagles. It's a long punt. Bounces at midfield. Bounces back into Tech Tiger territory at about the 47-yard line. So it'll be a net gain of about 37 yards on the punt for the Apollo Eagles. Tech Tigers have good field position, and they'll just want to run a little clock here. What if you can come up with a score? You may salt this one away. With under 3 minutes to go, you'd give the ball back to Apollo, and they'd have to score twice. But obviously, you do want to run a little clock here as well. I don't think we'll see anything fancy out of the Tech Tigers.
I mean, you might say if you see a few counters or even possibly one of the fake jet sweeps to the dives, but you won't see any deep pass plays. You might see an easy rollout possibly, but it should be Oswara all day.
And it is right up the middle to the 40-yard line. And we're going to give it to the 41. So a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
2:50 remaining, Barry. They're just going to keep eating up this clock. If they get a first down, they're going to take their time.
2:40 and counting here in the ball game. Tech Tigers leading by 4. They've got the ball, trying to run out the clock here. Come away with the first win of the season and the first win in the new Tech Tigers stadium. How much were they anticipating this?
A lot of people, Tech has been pretty dominant in the football side, but the Eagles have played a tremendous ball game as well tonight.
Oswara gets the pitch right. He's across the 40, spun down near the near sideline, inside the 30 to the 29. A gain of 12 there. That'll move the sticks. That's what the Tech Tigers want to do and keep that clock moving.
I am just still in shock on Oswara. He's got to be a little bit tired unless he's Superman down there. I mean, he is just running over people still in this 4th quarter, getting first downs after first downs.
Now we'll get a whistle. Timeout by the Apollo Eagles. Talk some things over, and obviously they want to keep the clock stopped as much as they can. Don't forget, post-game we'll have the Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office post-game. Bradshaw and Bryant seeking justice for the injured. We'll pick a player of the game. That's brought to you by All-Star Trophy and Awards. Make everyone feel like a champion. All-Star Trophy and Awards. That'll be our Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office post-game show following this one. 2:06 showing on the clock, and the Tech Tigers lead by 4. And a fresh set of downs. Ball on the 29 of the Eagles. You got to feel good if you're the Tech Tigers. You're looking for a win in your inaugural game in the new Tech Tigers Stadium, and you've got destiny in your hands. All you've got to do is take it.
Yeah, Barry, it's and you're talking about they have control of this game right now. They decide what happens here. They're going to run the ball right between the tackles, and they're going to get this first down. I think they're going to walk away with the victory here. But again, just what a great time here for just the city of St. Cloud in general. Apollo versus Tech, brand new stadium. Everyone's here. Everyone's having a good time. Oh, what a great feeling here to be a resident of St. Cloud.
Pitch left, Oswara, he cuts it up, he cuts it back, right side. He goes off his own man and stumbles, now finally taken down at about the 28-yard line. It's going to end up being a gain of 1. He ran about 25 yards.
All that work for 1 yard, Barry.
Had some room, and he just kind of ran into the back of one of his own blockers, stumbled, and by the time he regained his footing, there was a tackler there to take him down.
You know, we've been talking about Kedrick running all over the place. You know, Barry, he's playing both ways tonight. He's starting at cornerback, and he's been in almost every single possession on defense as well. This is just, I think he's my vote for the All-Star Trophy player of the game.
If
Maybe.
a guy runs for over 300 yards in a game, he might be in the discussion. I mean, I don't want to just give it away. Trevick in the pistol, 4 wide. Hands off to Oswara right up the middle. He jets up to the 25. Now powering forward, gets to about the 23-yard line. As we approach a minute to play, he's going to have about 4 more to go. I'm saying he. I'm assuming Oswara is going to get the handoff here again. He'll have about 3 to pick up here, or 4. You hear the Tech crowd showing their appreciation as we're at 45 seconds and counting. Looks like it's going to be a win in the first ever game at New Tiger Stadium here at the New Tech High School. "30 seconds and counting. Now we're going to get a whistle. The play clock was getting low. The Tech Tigers wanted to let it run as much as they could, call a timeout. We've got 27.1 to go. Now, if you're the Tech Tigers, all you've got to do is make sure you hang on to the ball.
Yes.
Don't give it away in any way, shape, or form, and you'll be just fine. All timeouts, by the way, tonight and every night, brought to you by McKay's Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat. Check them out at mckaysdodge.com. Tech Tigers, big night for the Tech Tigers in a lot of ways. Needed a win on the season. Didn't get one last week. Had a tough loss down in Hutchinson.
Yes.
First game ever here at New Tiger Stadium, and you're playing your crosstown rival.
Yep.
So how many more reasons do you need to win a football game? And they came up, they responded, and there was a lot of mistakes on both sides tonight, but the Tigers have done down the stretch what they needed to do to come away with a W.
They really have, and on the Apollo side, Apollo has played a really good Tech football team, very tightly, very tough. I guarantee if we pulled a lot of even Apollo fans coming in, they didn't think it'd even be a one-score game. Tech has been dominant for years here, and they played a good ball game as well.
There's a kneel down by Nate Trevick, and that's probably going to do it. Time will run out. 15 seconds and counting here. And it's going to do it. Listen to this crowd. Wow, what it's all about.
This is it. It's exactly what it's all about.
Showing out for the first night of your new stadium. Cheering your team on to a win. 40-34 was the final.
40-36.
40-36 was the final, thank you. On the Nelson Brothers scoreboard, a 4-point win for the Tech Tigers in their inaugural game at New Tiger Stadium. What a ball game we were able to bring you tonight. We were privileged to be here.
Yes.
And thanks to Bitstream Productions for bringing you the game, streaming game of the week. Oh, I'll get that to stick in my head at some point. Streaming game of the week at KNSIRadio.com with our live video. Every Friday night for Friday Night Lights. Check that out at KNSIRadio.com, and make sure you tell everybody about it. It's unbelievable the job that Bitstream Productions bringing you the game. Clear HD, fantastic video, and you can hear our broadcast along with it as well. So seriously, help us out with that. If we want to keep that around, we love it. We're very excited about it, and tell everybody. KNSIRadio.com is where you can watch Tech Tiger football all season long here on Friday Night Lights. That's going to take us to our post-game show, brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, seeking justice for the injured. The law office of Bradshaw and Bryant. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with more as the Tigers win their first home game ever at New Tiger Stadium, 40-36 over Apollo. You're listening to Friday Night Lights High School Football on the KNSI Sports Network.
All right.
The Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office postgame show here on the KNSI Sports Network. We appreciate you joining us for the live stream game of the week, the streaming game of the week. And along with Tom Terhar, I'm Barry Hine. Time to continue with the Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office postgame show, and we're going to look at stats. There's a lot to get to. There's a lot of yardage in this game. Obviously, we had 76 total points. 40-36 was the final. Tech comes away with a thrilling win here on their home field for the first time ever here at New Tiger Stadium. So, Tom, let's just let you take away the stats because it's going to take a bit.
It's pretty simple for the Tech Tigers. Kedrick Oswara, unofficial stats, but this is pretty dang close to the official. 41 carries, 336 yards, 4 touchdowns. Holy shnikes. Just that's the only thing I can say. That is a tremendous performance by Kedrick Oswara. He dominated rushing the ball, averaging over 8 yards a carry, eclipsing 300 yards. Not every high school running back can do that very high.
We don't want to say it's going to be an anticlimactic player of the game choosing later, but just where we'll figure it out somehow.
Yeah. And then we'll head to Nate Trevick, who did a good job managing the game. He threw that one pick to Jalen Williams, but other than that, 11 for 18, 181 yards, and a touchdown. So between Trevick throwing and Oswara catching, they had over 500 yards of offense. That's how to get a win in your opening stadium, having more than 500 yards of offense.
And both teams had to show a lot of heart tonight because there were a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties. So it was just who could outlast the other team. We kind of talked about that throughout the game, and it ended up being the Tech Tigers. They were able to make a couple of plays down the stretch when they really needed them.
They did, but Apollo would always strike back, would always be within reach of the lead on their side. Logan Johnson throws a beautiful ball, by the way. I just got to say, he's a solid quarterback back there. He went 18 for 30 for 297 yards, so just sort of that 300 yards. 4 throwing touchdowns. He also had a running touchdown. He had all 5 of the offensive touchdowns, was a part of all 5 of the offensive touchdowns for the Apollo Eagles. I could see him doing some really good things the rest of the season, putting up some big numbers. He's got a beautiful throw, and he's got good weapons catching the ball. Michael Gravel, 8 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. He's their possession guy. Jalen Williams is the big hit guy. 5 catches, 141 yards, 3 touchdowns. He caught the touchdown pass on 60% of the balls thrown to him. I mean, just an incredible job today by their wide receiver core, but they just couldn't keep up with Kedrick Oswara and the Tech Tigers.
Yeah, Kedrick Oswara was, we talk about all the stats on the Eagles side. Kedrick Oswara almost outgained them all by himself. He had so many yards. It was absolutely incredible. Do we have any more stats to get to? Or
that's going to wrap it up. Other than Isaiah Green, you got to give a shout out to the man.
A lot of heart tonight. He showed a lot of heart.
A lot of heart. He also got that safety, getting those 2 big points for the Tech Tigers, a sack and a half, 3 TFLs. He was still his force, even though he was practically playing on one leg.
All right, one thing left to do before we close up shop here from New Tiger Stadium. Pick an All-Star Trophy and Awards Player of the Game. Drum roll.
Drum roll, Kedrick Oswara.
And I'll let you go over the stats as well again, just because they're unbelievable.
Like, make eye contact with me if you're looking in the screen. 41 carries, 336 yards, 4 touchdowns. It's game, set, match.
Yep, that's All-Star Trophy and Awards Player of the Game. Absolutely. Yeah. Kedrick Oswara, phenomenal game. You could tell he was a little bit upset about how last week went.
Yep.
Not just because of his individual stuff, but they didn't play great as a team last week. And go down there and play a tough Hutchinson team, a kind of a perennial power. And then you kind of show up and take it out on the next team the next week, and that happened to be the Apollo Eagles. Eagles for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. So fantastic night. Kedrick Oswara, our All-Star Trophy and Awards Player of the Game. That's going to finish up for us from here, the Bradshaw and Bryant Law Office postgame show. Reminder, KNSIRadio.com, the streaming game of the week every week at KNSIRadio.com. You can watch the live stream. Thanks to our friends and the crew at Bitstream Productions every week right here. Tell everybody we want that number to be huge at KNSIRadio.com. So from New Tiger Stadium, Tech Tigers get a win in their first ever game here at the new stadium, the new beautiful stadium at New Tech High School. 40-36 was the final on the Nelson Brothers scoreboard. For Tom Terhar, I'm Barry Hine for the team at Bitstream Productions. We thank you for joining us. We hope you'll join us next week for Friday Night Lights starting at 6:50 right here as well.